Welcome to the Sunshine State's only true, authentic sports talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics that are important to you, the sports fan in Florida. We are Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. I am Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, the sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. That man over there is Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media, the prodigy of production, primetime Jaden Grime, making us sound good on the other side of the glass. We want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. Text us 50857, or if you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, enter that rage cage by hitting the talk back. There you go. Hitting that talk back microphone at the bottom of the screen. Kravs, what are you fired up to talk about today?
I'm fired up to tell you about this head shave, this facial.
Have you been to hammer and nails again?
Can you tell? Huh? How fresh do I look today?
You've been to hammer and nails again.
Yeah, they gave me I had an apricot exfoliant on my face. My forehead feels
shiny.
Like a baby's bottom. So nice.
You're shining too.
Yes, I do. I think I am. I'm fired up because we have baseball on the screen in front of me. I love the fact that baseball says, screw our ratings. We're throwing games on in the middle of a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and I appreciate that about Major League Baseball.
The Prodigy had a good point. Why does baseball begin its playoffs like on a Tuesday afternoon?
I love it, and I think I'm gonna save my opinion on this. I have we're doing Grade the Take today at 4:00, and I have a take that I've built off of that. That's coming up at 4 today.
Little tease. All right, since we have baseball on right now, let's get to some headlines and highlights and start with Major League Baseball. All right, so we got the Tigers and the Native Americans. Are they still tied 1-1 right now?
They are.
They're tied 1-1. Tigers won yesterday with my man, Tarek Skubal, getting it done, striking out a wild card record, 14 batters yesterday to lead my Tigers. The Cubs beat the Padres yesterday. The Dodgers mauled the Reds. But the big story yesterday was the Red Sox beating the Yankees 3-1. Garrett Crochet, in his first career postseason start, strikes out 11 in 7 2/3 innings. Here's the final call.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down with the bases loaded. Chapman is ready. He throws. Ball, swung on and missed. He got him. Chapman leaves the bases loaded, and the Red Sox win Game 1, 3-1 in the Bronx.
Red Sox win 3-1, but they weren't able to get the lead until Yankees manager Aaron Boone pulled his starter Max Fried in the 7th after Fried had fired, I think it was 6 1/3 scoreless innings. Boone's in-game pitching decisions were under the microscope yet again after he pulled Fried and the bullpen couldn't hold the lead. Here was Boone's explanation.
Aaron Max Fried was dealing tonight. What was the thought process behind taking him out to go to the pen there with nobody on and 1 out in the 7th?
They pressured him pretty good in the 4th, 5th, 6th. Had a couple base runners each inning. So I felt like he kind of cruised through the first few, and obviously he ends up pitching great, but I felt like he had to work pretty hard, and I was going to have the 6 be at the end, but once we finished with the double play, I wanted him to go out and get Duran, and then felt like we were lined up.
Kravitz, I'm no baseball aficionado, as you well know. All right. I don't really understand this move, but I'm sure it had something to do with the fact that he'd hit 99 pitches. And once you hit that 99th pitch, analytics kick in. Is that what it is? Analytics, Kravitz? Explain the analytics to me.
Well, I don't know if I can explain it beyond what you just said, that each pitcher has their particular limit, and definitely leaned on throughout the season, no matter what your pitches and your at-bats, your opposing at-bats look like, they're going to follow those numbers. Now, it does change in the playoffs because we've seen some of these guys like Skubal, like Crochet, that went a little bit longer than what their regular season outing would look like. part of the reasoning that Boone gave wasn't just a pitch limit, it was that he was looking shaky. Why else do you pay a manager than to make those decisions? I understand that it didn't work out, but if you just want to go with the simple read of pitcher hadn't given up runs, we leave pitcher in, then you might as well just have an empty chair there in the dugout.
Well,
that's what the manager is there for.
I'll turn it to you. If you're just going to rely on analytics, which is apparently what he did, why do we need a manager then?
But he didn't. He explained it. Nothing that he said was simply based on analytics. He said that he'd allowed multiple runners on the last couple of innings. He felt like the Red Sox were starting to get wise to what he was throwing at them. And he felt like, hey, let's get out of this before it gets disastrous. It turned out to be the wrong decision. And it's
later in that same post-game press conference, he said that he was sitting on 99 pitches, and that prompted him to reconsider getting him out of the game. So
right. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the analytics had nothing to do with his decision, but it was a combination of what his eyes and mind were telling him about the pitcher that he watches, that he manages, and what the analytics were saying. Okay, so I see a guy that's a little bit wobbly right now, and he's getting away with being wobbly, and then the analytics also support that this is the right decision. When those two things marry one another in the moment, that's when, as a manager, you're supposed to make those decisions. And if you feel like this guy's not good at making those decisions, then they should fire him. But why else have a manager than to have somebody who reads the situation, reads the analytics, marries the two, and makes a decision?
You know what? You're right. You're absolutely right.
I'm off to a hot start here today. Can you clip that, Jaden? 3:08 in the afternoon. I'm already changing Bianchi's mind.
I didn't really have an opinion, but you did make me have an opinion. So 2 days after getting into a heated post-game exchange with Jacksonville Jaguars coach Liam Cohen, San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh reiterated that his comments last week about, quote, legal signal stealing were meant as a compliment, but acknowledged he could have chosen his words better. Listen to Saleh at his press conference yesterday.
No, it's all good. Whatever happened on Sunday doesn't change how I feel. You know, like I in my heart, I genuinely was trying to give a compliment, and I own the fact that I probably used, it was a wrong choice of words, but however you want to word it, I mean, they're really, really good at putting their players in position to be successful. You know, as coaches, we're always chasing leverage. They're trying to have winning leverage. We're trying to take leverage away. And everyone in the league is trying to find every avenue they can. And as a coach watching their tape, I recognize the amount of hours that must be spent to be able to build formations and to find every little indicator they can to give their players a chance to be in a successful position. It's exhausting, and every team does it. Some do it better than others, and it was my way of acknowledging that these guys are really, really, really good at it.
I thought from the beginning, Kravitz, that Saleh was trying to pay Liam Cohen a compliment. Saleh was very humble in his clarification right there, I thought. You know what? I think Liam Cohen should come out with a little statement apologizing to Saleh for overreacting on Sunday.
I would agree with you if Saleh didn't say, "I'll end your effing life." Because that's
Liam Cohen started it.
That's me.
And you know what? Robert Saleh could end Liam Cohen's freaking life.
I'm not arguing with you on that one, but he met an angry man exactly where that angry man was at. Other than that, I'm with you. Robert Saleh was trying to pay a compliment. He did word it incorrectly. That's fine. We all make mistakes. We've done it on this show. We've done it in our personal lives. All you can do is say, hey, I'm well-intentioned and I apologize. This is what I meant. And that's exactly what he did. So all the respect in the world to Robert Saleh. Maybe next time don't threaten another man's life, though, while you're in the midst of that situation.
Yeah, Later in the show, we'll play Kyle Shanahan's comment when a reporter asked him, is there any coach in the league that could beat up Robert Saleh?
Oh, I haven't heard that. That's good.
We'll play that comment later in the show. And those are your highlights and headlines.
Coming up next, a story that we dipped our toe in yesterday. The foundation of the WNBA is cracking. This story is fascinating. We'll dig into it next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. Now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. That's money. Enter it now online at 969thegame.com.
You know, unlike the changing leaves of fall, our money does not grow on trees. That's why you need to give Trajan Wealth a call today to ensure you're making the right financial moves for your future. I've been talking about Trajan Wealth on this show for a while, but here's the difference. Now I'm a client, and it feels different when you've sat across the table from them. I brought an old 401k I'd been ignoring, and they showed me how to get those dollars working again. Honestly, it was like having a great coach finally draw up a ball play just for me. There was no pressure, no jargon, just clear advice from fiduciaries who put my goals first. And with everything going on in the world today, you need a team that helps you adjust your game plan when the markets are changing. So don't let your money blow away like leaves in the fall. Put a real plan behind it. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000 or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
I'm a beer fanatic, so I don't settle for anything less than the best. And the folks at Hourglass Brewing deliver quality, consistency, everything I'm looking for in a good beer. With that neighborhood charm at their 2 Orlando locations, Hourglass Brewing is a first-class brewery from the same one that cranks out Zoneheads 35 once per year. But it's more than that. They crank out the hits on the daily. 25-plus Hourglass beers on tap every single day. Stop by for happy hour. $3 I4 iSource citrus lagers from 4 to 6 p.m. all day on Mondays. They even have wines, seltzers, ciders, something for everybody. Cozy up to the bar, get to know their friendly staff. Hourglass is a welcoming watering hole for the entire Orlando community, and they have a location right near downtown Orlando as well, on top of the one right around the corner from me in Longwood. This isn't mass-produced. This is craft. Fresh ingredients, local pride, and a taste that you can actually savor. So next time you need to unwind, skip the ordinary and raise a glass to the extraordinary. Raise a glass to Hourglass Brewing.
All lanes are blocked on State Road 434 westbound past Palm Springs Drive. There's a car stopped on the shoulder getting cleared up on State Road 408 westbound before that I-4 exit there. Traffic slowing down due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike southbound before Consulate Drive. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center of James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mucinex Kickstart.
I woke up feeling like cough, congestion, headache was coming on. I thought, no, I have big plans this weekend. So I took Mucinex Kickstart, all-in-one and done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Mucinex Kickstart for relief with a kick at your favorite retailer. Use as directed.
This is Operation Stormwatch, brought to you by Eustace Roofing, the real roofers, real craftsmen, real professionals, real experts. Storm safety tip: be sure your gutters are clean to avoid preventable damage. Visit eustaceroofing.com to schedule your free storm readiness inspection.
In Toronto's war on crime, the worst offenders are pursued by the detectives of the Specialized Criminal Investigations Unit. These are their stories.
A new series based on the iconic franchises here on the CW tonight.
Stories always need a few twists.
The legacy you know so well has a new story to tell.
Sometimes the dead do speak.
Law and Order Toronto Criminal Intent. All new tonight on the CW.
Tonight, beginning at 8, only on CWAT. We're following several breaking stories tonight.
WESH 2 News at 10 on CW18.
I'm Michelle Imparato.
And I'm Jesse Pagan.
Covering breaking news across Central Florida, bringing you the latest facts to keep you informed.
New details are coming into the newsroom right now.
And preparing you for what's ahead.
Long to severe storms moving in.
Michelle Imparato, Jesse Pagan, Darren Stoltzfus, and Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi. WESH 2 News at 10 on CW18. Local, live, late breaking.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears.
Orlando. Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
The one and only Monster Jam. The world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks like Grave Digger and Mole. Coming to Camping World Stadium January 10th. Brought to you by Big 80 Tires. You have to see it live, so don't miss it. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. And skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Fall is sports season, and iHeartRadio has it all. The NFL, MLB playoffs, college football, the NHL, and NBA preseason moves are underway. From scores and reactions to interviews and hot takes, it's all at your fingertips on the iHeartRadio app.
Appreciate you taking my call, guys.
Lock in with your favorite teams with play-by-play, podcasts, and local stations where you can react and join the conversation. Sports on iHeartRadio, where fans live it.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need more than just a sign in the yard. You need a pro who knows the market, knows the process, and knows how to fight for you. That's why I lean on Kevin Krager. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, and cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart is Kevin's background in construction. He knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. From foundations to roof lines, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way. And it doesn't stop when you sign on the dotted line. Even after closing, Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or upgrades that you may want, all at cost to his clients. I've seen firsthand how Kevin Krager works, how responsive and honest he is. The bottom line is he gets results. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or making that first big move, he's going to guide you every step of the way. Call Kevin Krager today. Your future home will thank you.
The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz rolls right along. AM 930 in Jacksonville, FM 96.5 The Spear in Tallahassee, and right here in Orlando, Florida. There's a bug flying around my face. I'm inside. How is this happening? Florida knows no bounds.
Time to call Burn Pest Control.
That's right. Joe, you hear me? We need you. Mike, I don't know if you were able to raid the waiver wire closet last night or not, but the latest
I did. I
news.
picked up Kenneth Gainwell.
Okay. Is Amari DiMercato available? Because you might want to snag him. Former FSU running back Trey Benson, current Arizona Cardinals, being placed on injured reserve with a knee injury. So another Cardinals running back hits IR. Connor's out. Benson's out. DiMercato, next man up. Go and snag him in fantasy right now.
Let me see if I can.
That's it.
Okay.
Actionable advice. It is now time. What?
Yeah, you do the quote while I grab the guy you just mentioned.
Mike's going to go, oh, yeah, no, very motivational. Click, click, click. It is time for the daily coach quote of the day, our daily source of inspiration and motivation. And today's lesson quote comes from Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla. If your standard shifts with the noise, you lose the very foundation of sustainable excellence, getting pulled in every direction. When you try to focus on everything, you end up focusing on nothing.
That's good.
Jack of all trades, master of none. It is honestly one of my biggest struggles in life is just picking one thing and hyper focusing on it, because I have my hand in a lot of pots. I try and do a lot of different things, and I want to do all of them at an excellent level, but it's not really realistic to be excellent at 5 or 6 different things. So
how do you spell DiMercato's last name?
That might have been. We started this show in mid-August. I think that was my favorite moment yet. I'm having this deep conversation relating.
I'm doing a search here.
DEM.
Okay.
I think it's ER or ARCADO.
There he is.
Is he available?
DEMER.
He's neither available or he's not, Mike.
Nah, he's already rostered.
Yeah. Okay. I had a feeling. I did have an empty feeling in my soul in my top league. I woke up, your body clock just kind of pops you up at 3:30 in the morning so that you can check the wire, see if you got your guy. And I didn't get my second option either. And I was only after 2 players, so I got nothing. Isn't that gross?
You must be good though if you're not getting your players. Like
my team is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so bad in our one league. I always get my first choice.
That's the dream. It makes Tuesdays. It makes Tuesday nights and Wednesday mornings more entertaining. All right, moving on. It was a good quote. And those are the kind of moments you can't plan for right there. The WNBA has a tall hill to climb still, but the surge of momentum in this league it's undeniable. They're significantly more popular today. Wherever you sit on the WNBA scale, you have to admit that the WNBA is significantly more popular today than it was 5 years ago. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, a growing appreciation for the established stars like Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier. We'll hear from her in a second. However, even though the league is more popular than ever, it's on the cusp of the NBA. The WNBA finals hasn't even started yet. They find themselves in a battle. And Collier, one of the top players in the league, recently knocked out of the playoffs the Minnesota Lynx, called out Kathy Engelbert, who is the commissioner, by the way, a blistering takedown. Here it is.
At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Kathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us. The league believes it succeeds begging to be fixed.
Yeah. So that's and she went on for even longer than that, but that's the gist. That's the gist of it. So I guess let's dig back into the debate we had going yesterday, because I think this looks really bad for the league office.
Let's dig back into what I want to know. What Caitlin Clark had to say. What did Caitlin? I mean, all these players are having comments about it.
Yeah, we heard from Elena
Reese.
Deladon, a legend. She spoke out. Asia Wilson, Angel Reese, and we actually have the audio from Caitlin Clark. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Caitlin Clark, crickets. She hasn't said a word about it. Why not? I mean, you heard what Nafisha Collier just said, that the commissioner told her Caitlin Clark should be grateful that the WNBA exists. You know what? I shudder at the media coverage of this right now, because first of all, I think it's irresponsible for people like Stephen A. Smith, myself, you, and everybody else to be jumping on the bandwagon and say Kathy Engelbert needs to resign, because first of all, we don't know the issues in the or do we know what the CBA? Do we know the issues in the WNBA CBA? Hell no. And neither does Stephen A. Smith, all right? And many of these WNBA players have been jealous of Caitlin Clark. They roughed up Caitlin Clark. Now they're trying to use Caitlin Clark and turn public opinion in their favor by saying, "Oh, the commissioner says that Caitlin Clark should be grateful." They're using Caitlin Clark right now, is what they're doing. Give me a break. Grateful? You know what, Kravitz? You know what? I don't think she's wrong. I don't think the commissioner is wrong. Most businesses that have lost money for 30 consecutive years, as the WNBA has. WNBA has never turned a profit in 30 years, never turned a profit. They've been around for 30 years. Do you know how many athletes in other sports like swimming or softball would love to have a professional league they could go to where they would make an average salary of $150,000 per year? Do you know how many athletes in those sports? What about your Valkyries? Would they like to be making $150,000 a year?
I think they would love that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the average salary of the WNBA, and it hasn't made money. So what is the commissioner supposed to do? Hey, guys, here's all this money when you guys aren't making any. That's my stance.
I get it. And hey, you should be her lawyer. You should be Kathy Engelbert's lawyer, because I think you make decent points. The problem isn't so much the facts behind what Kathy Engelbert supposedly said. I'm assuming that what Nafisa Collier said is true. It's the attitude and tact behind it.
I'm not saying she's not going to. I think Kathy Engelbert is going to get fired.
But that's the problem. It's you want somebody. There's this history of losing money, hemorrhaging money, not making anything that leads us to where we are right now, which is part of the reason, the biggest reason, why the players aren't making what they feel they deserve to be making based on the attention that the league is getting. And that is a reality that the commissioner faces. The last person that should be telling those players.
The attention the league is getting is because of one person.
No, it's not.
One person. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Go look at the TV ratings for Caitlin Clark's game compared to all the other games.
Caitlin Clark played
double.
She barely played this season, and the WNBA was still doing much better than it has before.
Because she
sparked something, but it's not like she's not the only person in the league. If it was only Caitlin Clark, she'd be the only one that got a rating, period. She's clearly the most popular player. She is the spark, but there's a whole league filled with stars that people are willing to come back for that aren't Caitlin Clark. It's not to the same degree.
For 29 years, there was no spark and there was no attention, and we ignored it. And if there was a collective bargaining tiff in the WNBA, we ignored it. But now that Caitlin Clark's in the league, we're talking about it like we know what we're talking about.
I mean, I know that just general sense in leadership is that you don't want the people that are supposed to have your back talking about you and your employment in that way. I know that as a fact, and that's the problem. Up next, OJ McDuffie chimes in on my foolishly renewed confidence in the Miami Dolphins. We'll see if he can talk some sense into me right after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
You know, International Diamond Center is Florida's direct diamond importer. IDC's been cutting out the middleman on diamonds for over 40 years. That's how they can guarantee better prices for every diamond. IDC has connections that go back for decades with the diamond miners and cutters from all over the world. IDC's owner was once the supplier for jewelry stores all over the East Coast. So if you're getting engaged or upgrading her diamond, don't be fooled thinking some corporate-owned chain jeweler can come anywhere close to IDC in price, quality, selection, or customer service. And besides, wouldn't you rather buy from a local company? IDC is locally owned by the same family since the 1980s. They have an incredible reputation for honesty and transparency and for being good citizens of Florida. They're not a corporate-owned chain that sends their profits to Wall Street. It's just a no-brainer. Highest quality diamonds, unbeatable value, no middleman markups, strongest warranties, unrivaled selection, great people, and locally owned. Don't buy a diamond anywhere until you check out what they can do for you at IDC. In Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennium.
Betting exchanges have become the new craze in sports betting, and there is no one on the internet that does it better than BetterEdge. So transparent, so honest, so user-friendly. BetterEdge gives you that little extra advantage that you need. I've said it many times. I've bet on sports for a while. I did not start making money consistently until I started using BetterEdge. I also share competitions every Friday that we can dive into together as well. My Beat Brandon Challenge. Sign up for the first time, get $20 on the house. Just use the promo code BeatBrandon when you sign up at BetterEdge.com or on the BetterEdge app.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote renter's insurance at progressive.com.
What if, instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you could choose one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon, with big bank reliability and small bank resolve. You get 160 years of financial strength and stability and an enduring commitment to personal service. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank. Visit firsthorizon.com/get-it-all.
Crossing the finish line, nothing like it. But for the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah, one thrill beats them all.
It's the thrill of the win, lining up all the facts so the truth is clear. Yeah, we're built for that.
Farah and Farah, Orlando.
We love stats, facts, and figures on this show. And what about this one? Your AC system consumes up to 80% of your electric bill, and a new AC system can save you up to 75% on the AC portion of your bill. That could save you a substantial amount of money in the long run, and Mills Air is here to help. Mills Air will get you feeling right. They'll have you living comfortably, and they'll do it all without breaking the bank. The best AC company in the market, bar none. I've used them for years, and you'll love it too. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
You know what I love about pro football in Florida? We've got 3 teams, 3 sets of stars, and with Prize Picks, 3 ways to win. You see, Prize Picks is daily fantasy made simple. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and cash in if you're right. If you think Trevor Lawrence or Baker Mayfield's going to throw for more than their yardage projections, or maybe you think Tua is going to throw for less than his touchdown pass projection, lock it in. At Prize Picks, you can actually turn your insights into income. And Prize Picks also invented Flex Play, which means you can still double your money even if you miss a pick. And with their injury reboot policy, you're not penalized if your player leaves the game early. Love it. I don't just watch Florida football, I play it with Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use my code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. That's code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
A clutch performance is great on the football field, but when it comes to your freedom, clutch play from your legal representation is vital. When your freedom's on the line, you need Trey Flynn in your corner. Trey is a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 18 years of criminal defense experience. Trey's record speaks for itself. He defends DUI cases, serious felonies, and will fight tooth and nail to protect your rights and your future. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today? Call Trey.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga. My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Hey there, Central Florida, Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Wednesday night forecast. Seeing those partly cloudy skies as we see that drier air continue to tap into the region. Breezy conditions through the overnight as well as temperatures drop down into the low 70s. Now Thursday and through the rest of the work week and even taking a look ahead to the weekend, our rain chances are amping back up. Widespread showers making their way back in across the forecast. So just make sure you have that rain jacket handy over the next couple days.
The slow-roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Another week of Dolphins football has come and gone. Let's recap all the action with the legend himself. Presented by the Flynn Law Office.
Oh my, Rick, what a beautiful play. O.J. McDuffie, the number 1 pick.
Here's O.J. McDuffie.
Miami has a Dolphin, the greatest football
You know what? They are the greatest football team. They got a dub on Monday night. Miami Dolphins legend O.J. McDuffie joins us as we wrap up week 4 for the Miami Dolphins. This segment presented by Trey Flynn Law. Your free case evaluation, just a click or a phone call away. TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. OJ, welcome back, my friend. I'm feeling good. Talk some sense into me. One win has me all the way back on board. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I tell you what, man, we all are excited about that win. You know, finally getting the win that we're supposed to have on Monday night at home within the division. We should all be pumped, man, right now. I think there's a lot to be excited about, no matter who the Jets are or who they were or whatever it might be, because every time they come to Miami, Brandon, man, they play well against us. We handled our business, and that's what it's all about.
What did you see from the team that you liked other than those sweet black jerseys?
Oh, man, those pitch blue, they call them, but I'll give it to you. Pitch blue jerseys.
Wait, that's a blue?
Yeah. Pitch blue is what they want us to believe, but hey, it's what it is, right? What I really liked, man, was how they spread that rock around in the game. How Tua had guys that, they had options, even before Tyreek got hurt, other guys were getting involved. To see Darren Waller be a part of what we've been hoping he could be. Of course, Waddle, is always going to be a guy we thought could have some options, man. But I thought the fact that Tua spread the ball around, didn't have a lot of yards, but he was very efficient with his ball, and that was impressive to me.
OJ, obviously the sad news was about Tyreek Hill out for the year with the dislocated knee. I'm curious, how is the offense going to have to change? Are they going to rely more on the running game? What do you foresee for the offense?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the running game should be, we've talked about it before, it should be a priority anyways. But I think the fact that, Tua will not be staring down number 10 the whole time could help our offense out a lot. A lot of times when I played, there were some receivers, Urban Friars, that, were getting more looks and I'd get a second or third look. I think nowadays you look at it, he's going to have to find some other guys. And I know Waller's going to be very active. Hill's going to be, Waller's going to be active, but, the Malik Washingtons and guys like that will also be very, very prominent in this offense. So I think the ball distribution is going to be a lot better now that we don't have Tyreek. But, it's a big loss for us, obviously, because, you can't replace a guy like Tyreek.
Does we all know Jalen Waddle is a really good receiver. Is he good enough to be the Batman of a team?
Yeah, well, you know what? I always thought they were 1A and 1B at some point anyways, man. So I think that now 1B has to step up to be 1A, then everybody else can be B's and C's, or 2s and 3s. So I think he definitely can. He's so talented. He just got to get opportunities. I mean, even the last game, I thought that, the fact he only had 6 targets, even when Tyreek was out, I think that's not enough for me. He needs double-digit targets, and I think this week is when he starts to take over for where I thought he should have been in the first place.
What did you think of Darren Waller in his first appearance? He wasn't on the field that much, yet he catches 2 touchdown passes, and I love what I heard from Tua after the game saying, I can't remember the last time I was able to high point the ball like that in the back of the end zone, basically aiming for the goalposts and get a receiver to catch the football. It seems like he's a unique piece to this offense.
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't know what to expect. I was actually honestly expecting the worst, and we got the best. When guys miss, and then you hear about his injury that he had with his quad after the fact, you just don't know. But he looked fresh out there. I mean, watching him run around the field, obviously making those plays. He was active in the run game, blocking. I thought I was shocked. I really was, man. And I'm happy that I was wrong about what Darren Waller was going to bring to this team after being off so long. And man, I'm looking to see what they can do now to get him more involved. Like you talked about, limited snaps this time. I'm sure that workload will increase moving forward. And we'll see what happens, man. But it's nice to have Darren Waller in the offense now, especially after we lose Tyreek in this offense.
Talking to OJ McDuffie, Dolphins analyst and legend. How has Mike McDaniel's vibe been over the last couple of weeks? From my view, it doesn't seem like he's quite as laid back as he once was. Like it's almost like the pressure is getting to him. Hopefully a win loosens him up. Am I reading this situation properly?
Well, I think, you saw the word on the street a lot of time, the hottest seat was Mike McDaniel's seat. And I think that'll tighten you up a little bit. It really should. And who wants to hear jokes and things like that when the team's 0-3 at that point, or, we're not playing very well at that point. He might loosen up a little bit, man, but I think whatever he started doing, look at the team. The team has played better every week since, week 1. And I think that's always the key. So whatever he's doing to keep the team on that level, he has to maintain that. So I don't know if he's going to get back to the old Mike, but the one we got right now is he's calling hell of a games. He's doing really good as a play caller, and I think the team's played a lot better since.
OJ, before you go, what was the most serious injury you ever had? And that dislocated knee, I mean, that's really serious, right?
Yeah, that's very serious, and especially with all the ligaments. He's very fortunate, if that makes any sense, that there was no artery damage or and nerve damage and things like that. They did a great job of getting him, getting his legs stabilized, and then over to the hospital right away. And wow, he's a very lucky man that it wasn't worse, because that thing was horrific. And obviously, my worst injury is when I dislocated and had a dislocated my toe and tore the tendon, the muscle, and the ligament in my great toe, and that took forever to try to get back, and it never fully got back from me.
OJ McDuffie, Dolphins analyst and legend. Always appreciate his weekly visit, talking all things Dolphins. We're feeling good, and we're just going to ride that right into Sunday against the Carolina Panthers.
Heck yeah.
Pre-game coverage on this station starts at 11 a.m., and you can hear OJ McDuffie right then and there. Thanks so much, OJ.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Coming up next, your time to shine. You can enter the Rage Cage. By the way, this segment presented by Trey Flynn Law, board certified in criminal trials, both at the state and federal level. That's Trey Flynn Law, 407-557-6350. Enter the Rage Cage for UCF West Virginia tickets. We'll tell you how you can win them next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I've worked with plenty of realtors and real estate companies over the years, but the Nickley Group, they're different. When you buy or sell with them, you don't just get a transaction. You get a team. You get a family. They hook you up with free moving trucks and moving boxes and bubble wrap. They even invite you to their holiday parties. Seriously, what real estate team throws parties for their clients? Whether you're buying or selling, they've got every tool in the box. Cash offers, off-market listings, rate buy-downs, equity strategies, you name it. Need a place to start? If you're buying, download their free buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com. That's thenicklygroup.com. If you're selling, you can get a guaranteed offer on your home by visiting the same website, thenicklygroup.com. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
Honest, trustworthy, out for your best interest. Not things often said about roofing companies, but do yourself a favor and spend a moment researching Eustace Roofing. You'll find that those thoughts and those reviews are said all over the place. That's how they've been able to serve the Central Florida community the way that they have over the past 60 years. And this Halloween, get ready for the scary good deals, a spectacular savings event with Eustace Roofing, $1,500 off of your roof replacement. Go ahead and find them online. Give them a call. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz sent you by. Eustace Roofing isn't just local. They're all over Orlando and Central Florida. It's a small town service serving all of Orlando. Visit them online, eustaceroofing.com.
Eastbound and westbound lanes are being affected now. All lanes are blocked on State Road 434 between I-4 and Palm Springs Drive. There's a crash getting cleared up on the Greenway northbound before Aloma Avenue, blocking the left lane off to the shoulder. On 408 westbound before that I-4 exit, there's a crash getting cleared up. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the traffic center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows that free makes everything better. That's why rewards members get free standard shipping, starting at Silver Key or Gold Pro status. Not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/shipping terms subject to change.
This is Operation Stormwatch, brought to you by Eustace Roofing. The real roofers, real craftsmen, real professionals, real experts. Storm safety tip. Take clear photos of your roof now. It's your best defense when filing insurance claims. Visit EustaceRoofing.com to schedule your free storm readiness inspection.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
You know what I love about pro football in Florida? We've got 3 teams, 3 sets of stars, and with Prize Picks, 3 ways to win. You see, Prize Picks is daily fantasy made simple. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and cash in if you're right. If you think Trevor Lawrence or Baker Mayfield's going to throw for more than their yardage projections, or maybe you think Tua is going to throw for less than his touchdown pass projection, lock it in. At Prize Picks, you can actually turn your insights into income. And Prize Picks also invented Flex Play, which means you can still double your money even if you miss a pick. And with their injury reboot policy, you're not penalized if your player leaves the game early. Love it. I don't just watch Florida football, I play it with Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use my code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. That's code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and don't know what to do. You know who to call. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
Miss us while we're gone? Download the Game On podcast on iHeartRadio and take us with you wherever and whenever you want. It's all of Bianchi and I's wildest takes on demand on the daily. And while you're at it, make us your #1 preset as well. Just search Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz, the state of Florida's premier sports talk radio show. Now back to these ads.
Cue the easy button because it's almost easy deal days at Staples. Starting October 5th, enjoy 7 days of savings on over 1,000 products online and in your local Staples store. From tech, chairs, luggage, and more. Get a sneak peek of all the deals at staples.com. Staples, that was easy.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Only one app puts the live radio dial in your pocket
and lets you save your favorite stations, playlists, and podcasts as presets.
iHeartRadio is your all-access pass to the audio that moves you.
Get what millions already have. The free iHeartRadio app.
The #1 app for radio.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Paolo Banchero entering year 4 with the Orlando Magic.
Does this year feel different? I mean, Jeff Weltman has said, hey, we're in the win now mode. We're no longer in rebuilding phase. Does this feel different to you as a player?
Definitely. I would say this year, probably the first time since I've been with the Magic where, it really feels pretty serious in terms of the expectations and the roster and, what we're expected of as a group. And so for me, I love that, because now it's time to win. That's the expectation. That's the standard, is to win. And I feel like that's what brings the best out of people is when you are expected to win at a high level, because there's no going short on that. You have to make it happen. So I'm excited.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Touchdown! The UCF Knights are heard here. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
To the rage page. We want to hear from you. Your angriest thoughts on the iHeartRadio talkback. Just tap that microphone icon and let it fly. Just like the Guardians are letting it fly. Solo shot up 2-1 on the Detroit Tigers. I cheer for all game 3s. We haven't seen a lot of those in this wild card round lately. I think the team that wins the first game is something like 12-0 in the last 12 in game 2. I think that'll change today. Wednesdays are wild at Wing House. The girls wear pink. The energy is high. The deals are delicious. All you can eat boneless wings and fries. It's the ultimate midweek feast, perfect for wing lovers who want to go all in. Pair it with great service, fun atmosphere, and you got a Wednesday worth celebrating. 3 Central Florida locations, Wing House, good food, beautifully served. So today, Mike, actually, before I get into that, let me tell you what I've seen out there online from people like Jamie Eisenberg and others that cover fantasy football at an elite level.
Mhm.
A lot of folks saying that Michael Carter is actually the running back to go and get with the Arizona Cardinals, not Amari DiMercato.
Now you're going to make me do this again.
Seemed pretty excited about DiMercato when I saw that Carter was actually the one that Jamie Eisenberg himself said that he would add Carter before he added DiMercato.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So
Do your
there
talking.
you go. All right. Today, how do you spell Carter? Today is National Coffee Day. It only took Bianchi a month and a half to get national days onto the show, but here we are, National Coffee Day. And we want you to enter the rage cage about what it is that frustrates you the most about current coffee shops, coffee drinkers, or coffee itself. What is it that sends you over the edge? Your talk back can win you UCF West Virginia tickets. I have 3 pairs to give away today. That game coming up in 2 weeks at the Bounce House.
Can I rage?
Can
I rage?
Please get it going.
I've had this rage ever since I first stepped in to a Starbucks. Besides the sticker shock you get when you actually get your bill for your cup of Pike's Place roast coffee. Okay. So besides that, this whole presumptuous, senseless, venti, grande, it makes no sense. It's never made sense. The tall is the smallest cup of coffee. The tall is the smallest. How does that make sense? Okay. The tall is the smallest. Then you have the venti. All right. We're not in Italy. Nobody knows what venti means. Grande. Again, and why do you have venti and grande, which are Italian words, and then tall? Which is it?
So according to an AI overview on Google, Starbucks calls its smallest drink a tall because when the company began, they only had 2 sizes, small and tall.
Okay.
So it was the tallest then, and they just kept it.
Why? These are billion-dollar companies.
It's like having a
kid. Change.
It's like having a kid.
Nobody,
they're 3 years old.
Does anybody think of Starbucks? Oh, Starbucks, man. If they change the tall, man, we're not going there anymore.
It's like having a kid. They're 3 years old. You call them Shorty, and then they grow up and they're 6'5", and you still call them Shorty. That's all this is. That was their original name, and they decided to keep it.
Okay. Makes no sense. It makes no sense.
It stands out, though. I'll give them that. I think everybody's a little frustrated about that.
How about this? Small, medium, and large.
Get out of here.
It's driven me crazy forever.
I got one, and I'm going to preserve this until later because we're up against it as far as the Fox Sports update. But UCF West Virginia tickets, National Coffee Day, rage about coffee. I rage when I don't get coffee in the morning. That would be my biggest rage. Is I see people out there saying, you're supposed to wait an hour after you wake up to drink. No, that makes me rage. Coffee right away. Okay, that's how we get the day started. More Game On the way. We're going to pause for a moment, let the talented folks at Fox Sports Radio get you all caught up with the latest in sports. Back in 60 seconds.
Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Back at it. Broadcasting live in Orlando, Jacksonville, and Tallahassee. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz, the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Light us up on the Mills Air text line. That's 50857. We're taking talkbacks as well. Enter the Rage Cage. It's National Coffee Day. What has you all fired up about coffee? Mike, I don't know if you've ever been to, I know you've been to Chicago at some point in all of your travels, but they have a Starbucks Reserve. Have you ever been to this place? It's right in the
fancy. It's like a fancy Starbucks.
It's right there on Michigan where all of the fancy shops are and the big buildings and all of that. And they have a Starbucks Reserve. It's a 3-story Starbucks.
Oh, wow.
And you go up, you can order your coffee on the first floor. If you say, I would love to have a sandwich, they go, you're going to need to go to floor 2 for the sandwich.
Oh, God.
And then on the top floor, they have a Starbucks bar where you can purchase overpriced espresso martinis and overlook the city. It's nice, but it was packed. I mean, this place, they're cranking out the cash.
You have
at
to
the
take out a
Starbucks
second
Reserve.
You have to take out a second mortgage to get that espresso martini, don't you?
You do. They had like special flavors and stuff. They had their hooks in me. I was definitely feeling it there. This segment brought to you by Hourglass Brewing. We're back at it Friday night at Hourglass live show from 3 to 6 p.m. And then we'll hang out and have a couple of beers with you. Nice hoppy end to the week from 6 to 7 p.m. That's this Friday, Hourglass Brewing, Curry Ford Road. Mike, get your ruler out, get your number 2 pencil, get your abacus. We're heading back to school. It is time to grade the take. You are grading these on both quality and overall heat. So there are 2 layers to the grading system. So we have done this for the last couple of weeks. Have I laid this out properly? Do you understand the mission here?
So the heat is whether it's a hot take or an obvious take, and the quality is whether the take has a chance of being correct.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. Not even so much correct, but just, the overall heat. Is it hot or is it not?
Okay.
All right. Hit the music. I am going to double down on something that we've already talked about this week. I want your official letter grade on this. A lot of talk about Lane.
Turn that music up. I like that music.
Isn't it jazzy?
Yeah, that's jazzy.
A lot of talk about Lane Kiffin possibly ending up at Florida. As of right now, a move from Ole Miss to Florida would be a lateral move. Grade the take.
Oh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take, especially in the chair you're sitting in, right in the smack dab in the middle of the state of Florida. That is a hot take. Is it accurate? I don't think it. I'm giving that take an A. All right, because
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
I don't think it's correct, but you could certainly make the argument right now that Ole Miss, and in today's climate, with NIL, if Ole Miss has a big NIL budget and a lot of money to spend on players, does it really matter where you're located in the state of Mississippi? Does that really matter? Lane Kiffin's a hot coach. Offensive players want to come play for him. And yeah, that's an A+ take. No question.
You're paying the players a lot of money. They can find something to do with it in Mississippi. They have good casinos in Biloxi, from what I hear. Another one related to the Gators here. Their opponent this weekend, the Texas Longhorns, got another big one. How excited would we be about this game if the Gators were any good this year? But people were so hot on Arch Manning entering the season, and though he's been a disappointment, he's been just good enough that if he lights up the Florida Gators in Gainesville, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, he'll be right back inside of the top 3 among Heisman favorites.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take. And again, it could be accurate. I'll give you another A.
I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
I'm going to give you another A for that. Yes. And you're right. Like, if Florida was any good, the Florida-Texas game was the game we thought was going to be the big game this weekend, not Florida State-Miami. But now Florida State-Miami is obviously the biggest game. But yeah, Arch Manning, because there's not really a Heisman front runner.
We asked
right
Huguenin
now
about this. He said Fernando Mendoza. You know how quickly an Indiana quarterback will get run over in the Heisman conversation from a decent Arch Manning?
Yeah, especially if Texas goes on a bit of if they start going on a roll. And let's face it, they've only lost one game to Ohio State, who might be the best team in the country. So yeah, if they get on a roll and beat Texas A&M and start rolling through the SEC and Arch Manning's lighting it up, absolutely. And it could start this weekend against the Gators. The Gators defense is good, but that offense is so bad. I think the Gator defense is going to wear out.
A bit of breaking news. You don't have to hit the music on this, Prodigy, but Brock Purdy officially out tomorrow night against the LA Rams. The toe bothering him again. Okay, this is the conversation I've been waiting to have, because the Prodigy brought this up to me off the air yesterday. He brought it up to you as well. Major League Baseball got their postseason started yesterday, right smack dab in the middle of a Tuesday. And even though, and he was asking the question behind the scenes, why are they doing this? Do they expect anybody to be watching this? Even though it's probably not a ratings bonanza, Major League Baseball opening up the playoffs at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday is a stroke of marketing brilliance. The stage is yours. It feels like a holiday. Nobody's standing in your way, which is very hard to do in the heart of October or with the start of October. This is where baseball needs to be to start their postseason, is stand alone in the middle of the day. Baseball is a day sport anyway. This is brilliant.
That's a D minus. That's a no. People are at work. They're not watching baseball. Kids today don't watch baseball. The only people that are home right now are gamers, like gamers who play video games during the day, and kids getting off school, and neither one of those are going to sit through a baseball game.
Don't forget about Aunt Edna. She's at home playing canasta.
What's that, Aunt Edna and Uncle Paulie right there at the canasta? D minus. No, but the only reason baseball's playing right now is because they have a bunch of games to get in and a limited time to get them in.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Maybe this will sway your opinion. Why is it celebrated when March Madness does this? Exact same thing. They start their postseason in the middle of a workday, in the middle of the week. But when Major League Baseball does it, they go, oh, they're out of touch. They don't know what the fans want. The first NCAA tournament game is at noon on a Thursday. What's the difference?
It's the same thing. I mean, we celebrate it because March Madness has become this betting phenomenon mainly, all right? It's a betting phenomenon, but the only reason they start on Thursday at noon is because they have all these games that they have to get in, by the weekend. So that's why they do it. It's not they choose to do it that way.
But it's awesome that they do it. That's my point. Forget about the numbers. This is great that you have high-level sports on in the middle of a Wednesday. This is huge.
Hey, I like the NFL kicking off at 9:30 in the morning too, but that's not the best of their ratings.
Okay, good. I'm glad you brought that up because my next take involves London, England. Can we stop pretending like we are trying to grow the NFL globally? If the NFL were serious about growing the brand, they would stop sending the Cleveland Browns overseas.
That's a funny take. It's a somewhat hot take, but it's inaccurate. That you get a C for that one. You get a C for that one. The NFL, it doesn't matter who they send overseas. The European fans are going to show up because it's an event. It's the NFL. You saw it in Ireland over the weekend when the Steelers were there, and they had all those fans at, what was it, Croke Field or wherever the name of the place was.
Sending the Steelers, that's a real effort. That's at least a real effort. We got Dylan Gabriel and Carson Wentz. I feel like this happens every year overseas.
The NFL is growing globally. Another example of that is look who's playing. Look who the headliner is at the halftime show. Bugs Bunny playing the halftime
it's Bad
show.
Bunny, Mike.
But whatever. Bad Bunny, Bugs Bunny. He's a Latin singer trying to spread into Latin America.
It also another perfect segue into my final take in Grade the Take. The best remedy to the Super Bowl halftime angst that we see out there would be to have 3 acts hired every year, one old, one new, and one who sits somewhere in the middle of those two things. You satisfy all age groups. You do something unique by slamming together artists that are never sharing a stage, and we would be done with complaints.
A+.
I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
I love that.
Finish.
I love that. You have a classic rock act, you have a current hip hop act, and you have maybe a country act or something, a current country act or something like that. Yeah. Different genres, different age groups, different demographics. Yeah, I think it would probably help the ratings as well if they did that.
Yeah, Matt.
A+.
And they don't even pay these people, so they can actually do this. It's not like the NFL can't go, well, we can't afford it. They're not paying these artists because they make so much off of streaming after just being on the stage. Just bring on 2 other people that would bring in or not bring in, because Super Bowl does fine with ratings, but that would satisfy a different audience. So imagine if you had, give me one of
Garth Brooks.
Okay, Garth Brooks. We'll keep Bad Bunny out there for the younger audience, and then someone in the middle like Adele, someone like that, and you got those 3, and I feel like that would satisfy the broader audience. I'm here.
Has AC/DC ever played?
Imagine AC/DC, Nelly, and somebody who's currently and Bugs Bunny, There you go. Grade the Take here on a Wednesday. Up next, how's the rehab process looking for old Mo Wagner? And when can we expect him back on the court? And why is he dressed like an assistant coach out there? We'll get to all of that with Mo next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANG. That's BANG. Enter it now online at 969thegame.com.
Eustace Roofing has been the #1 trusted roofing service in Central Florida for generations now. I'm so glad that I tripped into this wonderful company. Honesty, quality, fair pricing, reliability. That's how they've been able to serve Central Florida as well as they have for over the last 60 years. This Halloween, Eustace Roofing is a scary good deal, too, with their spectacular savings event. $1,500 off of your roof replacement. Now, that is a deal. But whether it's a quick repair, storm damage, full replacement, whatever it is, Eustace Roofing can help. They tailor roofing solutions to your home. They are detail-oriented and customer first always. Mention my name, Brandon Kravitz, when you call, and rest assured knowing that you are going to get that VIP treatment. EustaceRoofing.com. That's how you schedule your free estimate. The real roofers, real craftsmen, real professionals, real experts. Visit EustaceRoofing.com.
All you home buyers out there, mortgage rates keep going down and inventory's up. And the Nickley Group is helping buyers save an average of $24,000 by negotiating rate buydowns, seller concessions, and the Hometown Heroes program, where first responders, teachers, nurses can save up to $25,000 in down payment and closing costs. And when you buy through the Nickley Group, You're not just getting a house, you're getting a team, free moving trucks, free home warranty, and more. Download their free buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
Traffic starting to get by. The right lanes just blocked now on State Road 434 westbound before I-4. Crews are still on the roadways. I-4 eastbound before Cayley Street. There's a crash block in the left lane. Look out for that one. On I-4 westbound, it's stop and go approaching US 27. The roadways are busy this afternoon. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow-roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
This October, fear lives in the forest. Experience a petrified forest, 3 all-new haunted trails, 2 new attractions, live music, and spine-chilling fun. Tickets at petrifiedforest.com. Enter if you dare.
What if you could get big bank muscle with small bank hustle, big bank convenience, and small bank connection? That's First Horizon, bringing together the best of big and small to help you on the road to your horizon. Visit firsthorizon.com/get-it-all.
Let's talk about Pizza Bruno. This place is top knots. I mean, nuts. Sorry, I can't get the garlic knots out of my head. You want meatballs, you want salads, you want fresh ingredients in every single mouth-watering bite. Pizza Bruno is your spot. Try my personal favorite, the spicy Stetson, crunchy pepperoni, big dollops of ricotta cheese, and hot honey. It is so good. 3 locations in Central Florida, Edgewater, Maitland, and on Curry Ford Road. Visit pizzabruno.fl.com and work up an appetite.
You know what I love about pro football in Florida? We've got 3 teams, 3 sets of stars, and with Prize Picks, 3 ways to win. You see, Prize Picks is daily fantasy made simple. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and cash in if you're right. If you think Trevor Lawrence or Baker Mayfield's going to throw for more than their yardage projections, or maybe you think Tua is going to throw for less than his touchdown pass projection, lock it in. At Prize Picks, you can actually turn your insights into income. And Prize Picks also invented Flex Play, which means you can still double your money even if you miss a pick. And with their injury reboot policy, you're not penalized if your player leaves the game early. Love it. I don't just watch Florida football, I play it with Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use my code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. That's code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Crossing the finish line, nothing like it. But for the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah, one thrill beats them all.
It's the thrill of the win, lining up all the facts so the truth is clear. Yeah, we're built for that.
Farah and Farah, Orlando.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
I'm Marcus Grant. And I'm Michael F. Florio. And together we host the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast.
Ready to dominate your fantasy league this season?
Then you need the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast, your ultimate source for player news, draft tips, and winning strategies.
Whether you're a rookie manager or a fantasy vet,
we've got the insight to help you crush your opponents.
Listen to the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today. today.
Okay, fellas, let's be real. If your wife or girlfriend isn't herself lately, if she's tired, cranky, no interest in sex, you know it's not her fault. And if you're walking around foggy, low energy, low sex drive, it's not just you getting older, it's your hormones. Both of you. That's why I want you to call Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. This is where couples go when they want to feel alive again. This isn't one of those cookie cutter clinics you see at the strip malls where they give you a testosterone shot in the butt and send you on your way. The difference is Dr. John Carrazella. He's an internationally acclaimed Yale-trained doctor who gave up a successful career as an orthopedic surgeon to focus on hormone health. He's helped thousands of couples get their mojo back to feel sharp, sexy, and actually excited to be around each other again. And fellas, trust me, when she starts feeling better, everything changes for both of you. So stop toughing it out and start living again and do it together. Go to hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com for all the information. It's a gift that will truly last a lifetime.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Orlando's hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeartRadio app. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
We're getting to game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Update in Major League Baseball wild card round. The Guardians take down the Tigers by a score of 6-1. We also have, so they'll play game 3 tomorrow. Padres Cubs going on right now. The Padres up 1-0 on Chicago, bottom of the 4th inning. The grit that we have come to know and love with this Magic team is created by, I think head coach Jamal Mosley has a lot to do with it, but a couple of specific players that really set the tone for the team and the culture around the way that they play. And there might not be a better example of that than Mo Wagner. The team lost some juice when he hit the shelf with his knee injury last season. Well, he's on the way back. And Bianchi and I sat down with him. Fun summer for you. I mean, you're kind of still making your way back, but
yeah,
I'm sure being a part of Eurobasket in any way is a good time. Were you able to enjoy that in a somewhat similar way?
Well, obviously it's a lot different, and there's a couple feelings going into that, but I'm very happy for the guys, the way they played. It's very hard to win if you hunt it. So what the impact they're having, or we are having in Germany, is awesome. The clubs are full of young basketball players wanting to start playing basketball. So that's awesome. But obviously I was very committed to my rehab and kind of let them play over there and figure out my own challenge.
How's that going for you? Do you have any sort of a timeline for it?
It's going amazing, dude. It's so much fun. No, I mean, I've locked in, and obviously it's a different challenge, which I've committed to, and I've kind of like got lost in it. And there's not a date. Obviously, I have some in mind and all that stuff, but to me, it's more about like kind of getting lost in it a little bit. And at this point, it's less rehabbing; it's more getting in shape and getting the body back into basketball shape. So. I'm doing pretty well.
Some people say when they go through rehab, when they're done with rehab because they work so hard at it, they're actually in better shape than they were
absolutely.
before. Is that?
I'm probably already am, not just in a physical shape. It's more in a like a mentally. You're way more thorough with your work, way more effective. There's so many things, habits that have changed along the way that this will help me extend my career for sure. So in some type of way, I'm also grateful having to gone through this experience, even though I probably would have preferred to just keep playing, but can't choose sometimes.
Obviously, you were missed on the court last year for the Magic, but also people say the Magic missed your edge. I mean, you were still on the bench, but just the edge you bring to the team. Can you talk about it? I mean, you tried to do it from the bench, but it's harder.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the same. You can't impact the game the same way when you're on the bench. It's just not the same. To me, it's hard too, because you don't want to make it about yourself when you hurt and you have a whole emotional warfare going on, and struggle and schedule. So it's really hard balancing doing your own thing that is so different than the teams and then still being part of the group. And this group made it very easy for me, but at the same time, it's obviously different when you're in that emotionally. So now it's a lot easier for me. And yeah, I'm very excited to kind of like partake in practice as much as I can and kind of bring that spirit every day on the court.
One of the things I jot notes throughout the course of the season just for today, just because I know, I think of something and I go, I know it when I get a chance.
That's job security right
Listen,
there.
you gotta go.
You still have this job in September.
I have a notepad on my phone called Magic Media Day 25, and one of them that I wrote down was Mo Wagner dressed like a coach on the sidelines. What made you want to? It looked like you were an assistant. You weren't dressed like a player on the sideline. You were a coach.
That's one way to take it. I didn't consider myself a coach at all. For me, it was more I didn't want to stick out. And if I'm sitting there with my yellow-green sweatpants and like kind of look different, I want to belong to the group. I don't want to make it about myself, you know. So yes, you could see it as a coach, but for me, it was more being someone that doesn't stick out, being part of the group, having a productive intention during games, not just like sit through the game and seeing the game from that perspective as well.
Mo, our radio colleague Kelly Velez
What's
here.
Up? How you doing, sir?
He mixed a song for you. I don't know if
I
you
better like it, dude.
Yeah, but it is an unbelievable song. Mo Wagner.
They told me that they actually sent it to you last year.
I think I've heard it before. I think Glass showed it to me. Yeah, I do remember that. Glass sent it to me. And they showed it on the radio show. You guys played it too, right?
We play it every day.
Yeah. That's why I know it. That's how I know it.
That's why we need you back on the court.
I don't think I would have ever thought that I'd be in a position that someone makes a song about me, regardless of how good it is. I feel very honored. That's a subjective matter. My dog, I appreciate that. Much appreciated. Thank you, guys.
What does it mean to you, though, to be such a fan favorite?
I mean, you said
a fan favorite among Magic fans, not among opposing fans.
I appreciate you saying that. I mean, obviously, it means a lot because I try to treat people the right way, try to play the game the right way, try to be a professional every day. So it means a lot that comes back in a way. Thank you for saying that. I'm humbled.
Mo Wagner, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Appreciate you guys.
Mo Wagner.
You guys have a long day ahead of you.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
You know what? You're right, Mo. That was a long day, but it was rewarding. It was fulfilling. The leaves are falling. The stakes are rising. Postseason baseball is here. Step up to the plate. Swing for the fences over on Hard Rock Bet. Sign up today. Bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you also score $150 in bonus bets. Get the party started over on Hard Rock Bet. As I mentioned, Major League Baseball underway, crushed the unders yesterday like candy from a baby. I'm on a couple of the first three home teams parlay today over on Hard Rock, and also already looking over at the weekend as well. Broncos +4 against the Eagles. That's already been placed in the app. Refer your friends to the Hard Rock Bet app, and you'll score a bonus bet up to $50, both of you. So it's good. It's good for friendship. The app is safe, it's slick, it's reliable, updated to the second, and payouts are lightning quick. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT IT.
Orlando, are you ready to rock it? My favorite beach getaway, Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach, is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes, and that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
Ever wonder what it's like behind the counter at those big corporate jewelry stores? Max Woodson knows, and it wasn't pretty.
It's hard to do what's best for the customer when you're given a strict outline on the profit you need to make, the dollars you need to make, the goals you need to hit, the commissions you have to hit. It's really hard to do what's right for the customer.
That's why Max left the Wall Street-owned chains and joined International Diamond Center, a locally owned jeweler. At IDC, it's not about quotas, it's about you.
It's getting to know people, getting to talk to people, building relationships, something that's important to me. It's what I love the most.
At IDC, Max can focus on what matters, doing right by customers, even if it means less profit.
I have a scenario where I have a customer that I can do the right thing for, even if it maybe makes us less money at times, and we make it happen.
That freedom means better quality diamonds, fair prices, full transparency, and honest service.
We have freedom. We're allowed to be creative, do what's best, and they really support that, and that means a lot.
International Diamond Center, where you're family, not a sales target. Visit us in Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia for diamonds with integrity.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000, 407-213-0000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote renter's insurance at progressive.com.
Catch the Fantasy Fix live every Sunday morning throughout the entirety of the NFL season. Who can we trust? Who's a mirage? Who do you need to start and put on the bench? We have all the updated information and advice for you every Sunday morning, streaming live across the state of Florida on the iHeartRadio app. It's fantasy football news up to the minute right here on FM 96.9 The Game. Don't set your lineup without us, and it all starts Sunday morning at 10 a.m. on the Fantasy Fix.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement. iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99, and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan without a pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. Fall for a brooding duke. Dive into a steamy romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas, or find the perfect rom-com from Lily Chu. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
West 2 News at 10 on CW18. Local, live, late breaking.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Magic training camp is underway with new players getting in sync with returning veterans. Orlando opens the preseason against Miami and Puerto Rico on Saturday. Buccaneers running back Bucky Irving's status for Sunday against Seattle is up in the air as he seeks medical opinions on his lower leg injury. And YouTube TV subscribers will continue to enjoy NBC sports content after the streamer and network reached a short-term deal. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz. Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Find it behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810 Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810 or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeartRadio app. Coaches, players, GMs, everyone's got an opinion these days. Let's hear from the biggest names in the game. It's time for Mic'd Up.
Hold up, he's our man. If he can do it, nobody can.
Thank you, cheerleading squad. I appreciate the cheer. Mic'd Up, brought to you by Hard Rock Hotel, Daytona Beach, the perfect weekend beach getaway, not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. Now they have a Florida residents offer 20% off room rates and a $50 food and beverage card for free. Check them out. Make your reservations at hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach. All right, let's start with Tyreek Hill's agent. Drew Rosenhaus was on a radio interview yesterday, and he said the surgery for Tyreek Hill on the dislocated knee went great. Listen.
Well, the surgery went well. All of the torn ligaments, the injuries went back into place. Naturally, there's no nerve damage, no blood flow issues, no broken bones. The cartilage is fine. The goal is for him to be ready to play next season. It's only one surgical procedure. There was some concern that it might be more than one surgery, but right now, everything went as well as we could have hoped for. We'll pray for Tyreek to have a speedy recovery. We know he'll do a great job with his rehab. And the goal is for him to be back and back to himself by the start of next season.
Okay, that's Drew Rosenhaus. Kravitz, I'm not questioning the trustworthiness of Drew Rosenhaus, and I hope and pray that Tyreek Hill does return by the beginning of next season. But Kravitz, when somebody says the surgery was a success, I take that with a grain of salt. Have you ever heard anybody say, man, that surgery was terrible? The doctor really screwed up. Every Grant Hill surgery that he had when he was with the Magic, every surgery was a success until he had to have the next one. Okay, so again, I hope Drew Rosenhaus is right.
Credit to the doctors out there that are performing at a rate of 100%. Right. I mean, really, it's not something that we should take for granted. It really should be kind of a toss-up. You know, like not every pass to a wide open receiver. These guys are making millions of dollars. Sometimes they drop it. It doesn't happen with surgeons.
Nope.
They don't miss, especially with athletes. They don't miss. You might hear horror stories elsewhere, but credit to modern medicine and those that operate that have quite the completion percentage. I forgot where else I was going, but credit to the doctors.
2 days after getting into the heated post-game exchange with Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen, 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh reiterated that his comments last week about the quote-unquote legal signal stealing were meant as a compliment. Robert Saleh spoke at a press conference yesterday.
No, it's all good. Whatever happened on Sunday doesn't change how I feel. You know, like I in my heart genuinely was trying to give a compliment, and I own the fact that I probably used it was a wrong choice of words, but however you want to word it, I mean they're really really good at putting their players in position to be successful. You know, as coaches, we're always chasing leverage. They're trying to have winning leverage. We're trying to take leverage away, and everyone in the league is trying to find every avenue they can. And as a coach watching their tape, I recognize the amount of hours that must be spent to be able to build formations and to find every little indicator they can to give their players a chance to be in a successful position. It's exhausting, and every team does it. Some do it better than others, and it was my way of acknowledging that these guys are really, really, really good at it.
Kravitz, I thought from the beginning he was trying to pay a compliment. Are you buying Robert Saleh's explanation?
I am. I thought that was spoken with a lot of authenticity. I can see where he was coming from. I think he should have been more wise in the moment than to accuse. Accuse isn't the right word because that's not what he was doing. But to even use words like sign stealing, if you were to bring up to a spouse of yours, you know, it's kind of strange you're on the phone with that guy, and if you even use the word cheating, that becomes an accusation. Even if you even if that's not directly what you're saying, sometimes the words that you use, that's all that's heard from the person who's receiving it on the other end. And I think that's what happened here. It's why Liam Cohen's obviously a hothead, which might actually work for the Jags. He's a head coach. He's not a surgeon. So we're okay if he's got a little bit of an anger problem. And but I like the way Robert Saleh clarified things when given the opportunity. That's all we can really do when we misspeak.
And we both said that it's a good thing Liam Cohen didn't get into a physical altercation with Robert Saleh, because if he had, Robert Saleh would have crushed Liam Cohen. In fact, Kyle Shanahan was asked a question about Robert Saleh's toughness. Listen.
What NFL coaches do you think could beat up Robert Saleh?
Just me. That's about it.
Okay. I'm not buying that.
He also, the reporter followed up the question with Dan Campbell. Do you think Dan Campbell could beat up Robert Saleh? Who would you take in a Dan Campbell Robert Saleh battle?
That's a good question. Robert Saleh looks like he could still play, so I think I'd go with Saleh, but it would not be easy. You're not taking down the meathead on one swing. He's going to bite ankles, kneecaps. He might rip your ear off. He's going for it. You know, he'll go for areas you're not supposed to go for in a fight. He'll get dirty, but Robert Saleh would still win.
Yeah, you know who I'd like to take on? Mike McDaniel. I could take him.
I would bet on
Bianchi.
Mike
McDaniel.
I would bet on Bianchi. I think I could beat up Kyle Shanahan, though. I do think I could take Shanahan. You know, in fact, I think I could take the whole Shanahan. Nah, McVay would probably get me. I was thinking the whole Mike Shanahan, not Kyle, Dad. The whole Mike Shanahan tree. Kyle, McVay, McDaniel. I think O'Connell comes from that group. I could get most of them.
Okay. All right. I think you might too. Billy Napier, talking at a press conference earlier this week, says DJ Lagway may just be on a mission this week.
Yeah, seeing a look into his eye, I think that's important. You know, I think that's ultimately, you know, I'm trying to get, we're trying to do our best for him, you know, in terms of creating an environment where he can continue to get back in his rhythm.
Okay. All right.
You know, Billy Napier has these one-liners. He doesn't even realize how funny he is.
Okay, but Prodigy, just play the beginning of that about the look into his eye again.
Yeah, seeing a look into his eye, I think that's.
He's like sighing when, like, there's no look into his eye, is there? He doesn't see a look in. He's like, yeah, seeing the look into his eye. It's like there's no look there. As I said yesterday, the only look is a deer in the headlights.
Oh,
look.
I saw two separate looks. I was actually up at Gator practice. I saw dazed and confused. I saw.
Wow. Wow.
That's not a very good question.
Yeah. All right. That's not a good question.
Billy?
All right, last
That's not a
last
very
one.
good question.
Thank you,
There
Billy.
you go. There you go. Mike Norvell preparing for the Miami Hurricanes.
We are where we are when it comes to 0-1 in conference, and that's the one opportunity we've had. But this week we have a great opportunity in one of the best rivalry games in all of sports, not just college football, but in all of sports. You'll hear it, the sold out Doak Campbell Stadium, night game, prime time. Wonderful stage to be able to show this team who we are, what we're about, and the response that we're going to have. Got a great deal of respect for our players and just their mindset. And coming back yesterday and obviously the work, but we've got to go do it. And so looking forward to this week of preparation. Looking forward to everything building up to Saturday, and just what this will. The atmosphere, what it means to our university and this football program, and seeing our guys go and fight for it.
Gravis is a must win for Florida State. Must win. Must win, right? They lost to Virginia. If they lose to Miami, that's 2 losses in the conference. Are they getting into the college football playoff with 2 losses, and they don't get a chance to play in the ACC championship game? Perhaps, I don't know.
In that sense, it is a must-win game. They got to win this one in order to keep those goals and hopes alive. But did anybody think that was going to happen entering the season?
I'm saying if they want to make the playoff, it's a must-win.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the message that Mike Norvell needs to send to his team. It sounds like he has been sending that, and it sounds like he's been screaming it. Did you notice his voice was cracking up like he was a 14-year-old boy?
It was almost like a Ron Zook voice.
I think he may have been. He's laying in. It actually makes me want to take Florida State this weekend because it sounds like Mike Norvell's been on his guys. I have no idea what to do with this game yet. I'm all locked up on it. I do think that crowd is going to play a factor, that they are going to be so jacked up for this game. Florida State feels like they're at least moderately back. And to have Miami in town, one of the biggest rivals, night game. I want to be on Florida State. I just need to I need to sell myself beyond what I want to see happen. And I do think Miami's a legitimate national title contender. Good stuff, Bianchi. Up next, we want to hear from you. Hit us up on the iHeartRadio Talkback. Enter the Rage Cage. It's National Coffee Day, and we've got people all fired up about coffee. Whether it's the cup itself, Starbucks, Halls, Ventis, lattes. We'll get to you right after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
When it comes to an air conditioning company in Florida, any AC company, you want somebody you can trust either working on your system or selling you a new system. You want a local expert you can trust. That's why so many of us rely on Ziegler Air Conditioning. Jason, Pat Ziegler, and the crew have been cooling Orlando homes for 40 years with honest service, skilled technicians, and a maintenance program that is the best in the business. Staying on top of your AC maintenance keeps your system running better and longer. It keeps your warranty intact. Plus, it saves you money in the long run because of the electricity, all right? Plus, Ziegler Air doesn't believe in pushing sales. Their techs are rewarded for quality work, not commission checks. If you need help, call 407-245-8765. That's 407-245-8765. Meredith, a very nice lady, will answer the phone and get you on your way to cooler days. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
You're going to start getting caught up in some familiar slowdowns on the major roadways. Afternoon traffic starting to pile up here. There's also a couple accidents to look out for. 1792 northbound at Hutchinson Parkway. All lanes are blocked. There's a crash blocking 2 right lanes on State Road 436 westbound before Seminole Wakiwa Trail. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. Fall for a brooding duke. Dive into a steamy romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas, or find the perfect rom-com from Lily Chu. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Need t-shirts with your logo? At C360store.com. We've got printing, apparel decoration, signage, and custom promo items that get you noticed. Save 15% on your first order and claim your free journal at C360store.com.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our Cigar of the Week. And this week's Cigar of the Week is one I found about 5 years ago and absolutely fell in love with all of them. This one, it's the Cielo Apollo. And what you get here is a beautiful brown Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper, all Nicaraguan blend inside and age filler tobaccos, deep complex coffee flavors, leather, earth, spice. But it is a medium body cigar, extremely approachable, super easy to smoke. They launched this brand in 2001 and it is still going strong. One of the reasons, super approachable, great value, and very consistent. You are going to love the Cielo Apollo. Grab it today, only $99.95 a box. That's 33% off. It's the Cielo Apollo, and it is your Cigar of the Week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
Hey, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, just a short drive from Orlando, right there next to Claremont. Mission Resort is renowned for its 2 stunning championship golf courses. I love El Campeon, the Champion. It was founded in 1917 and is one of the most tradition-steeped courses in the Southeast. Book your tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Bianchi sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. But there's more than just golf. You can also play pickleball, tennis, rent a boat at the marina, and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. Also, Mission Resort would like to invite everyone out to the Howey Artesian Market, your local destination for all things handmade and homemade, on Saturday, October 25th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., rain or shine. Make hotel reservations, golf tee times, and get information on the Artesian Market at missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, your next great escape is closer than you think.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and don't know what to do. You know who to call. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
I'm a beer fanatic, so I don't settle for anything less than the best. And the folks at Hourglass Brewing deliver quality, consistency, everything I'm looking for in a good beer. With that neighborhood charm at their 2 Orlando locations, Hourglass Brewing is a first-class brewery from the same one that cranks out Zoneheads 35 once per year. But it's more than that. They crank out the hits on the daily. 25-plus Hourglass beers on tap every single day. Stop by for happy hour. $3 I4 iSource citrus lagers from 4 to 6 p.m. all day on Mondays. They even have wines, seltzers, ciders, something for everybody. Cozy up to the bar, get to know their friendly staff. Hourglass is a welcoming watering hole for the entire Orlando community, and they have a location right near downtown Orlando as well, on top of the one right around the corner from me in Longwood. This isn't mass-produced. This is craft. Fresh ingredients, local pride, and a taste that you can actually savor. So next time you need to unwind, skip the ordinary and raise a glass to the extraordinary. Raise a glass to Hourglass Brewing.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. Fall for a brooding duke. Dive into a steamy romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas, or find the perfect rom-com from Lily Chu. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anna Jar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anna Jar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need more than just a sign in the yard. You need a pro who knows the market, knows the process, and knows how to fight for you. That's why I lean on Kevin Krager. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, and cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart is Kevin's background in construction. He knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. From foundations to roof lines, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way. And it doesn't stop when you sign on the dotted line. Even after closing, Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or upgrades that you may want, all at cost to his clients. I've seen firsthand how Kevin Krager works, how responsive and honest he is. The bottom line is he gets results. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or making that first big move, he's going to guide you every step of the way. Call Kevin Krager today. Your future home will thank you.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR, HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Free never sounded so good. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
You know what makes me rage, Mike? When I got bugs in the house. Thankfully, I haven't had to deal with that in a while, thanks to Burn Pest Control. Joe's team doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. Keep your home protected from the bugs all year long with Burn Pest. Go find them online. 10% off of your initial service. And if you mention that we sent you their way, burnpest.com. One of the things that makes me rage, it's National Coffee Day, so we're raging about coffee and coffee shops. And this does happen at Starbucks specifically, but it happens other places too. I don't like when baristas ask me if I have anything exciting planned. Usually when I'm rolling through Starbucks, that's the exciting plan. And I feel like a loser whenever they ask me this because I never have a good answer. Ever. And I get asked, that's never happened. I get asked that. I don't know what it is. Do I have a look of someone that has something exciting planned?
You look like a party boy, maybe.
I go, yeah. I stepped out of the house. My kid's running around the house like a Tasmanian devil. I thought maybe for 5 minutes I'd have peace and quiet and get a cup of coffee. I got nothing planned. I got the over on the UCF game. Is that exciting?
And then I'm going to visit my Aunt Agnes.
Hello. You better come over here and bring me my schmear, Brandon. All right. Let's go to the talkback line. We have no time for this. Let's go to email. His name is Email. Play it.
Coffee. Don't like it. Never had it. Never will. Nothing gets you going like an icy cold Coca-Cola in the morning. Coffee sucks.
That's a great thought.
That's awesome.
You, my friend,
Coca-Cola.
are going to the UCF game on us. Thank you for that. That was fantastic. I don't like when people say, I've never tried it. I don't like it. That's what my 5-year-old says. That sounded like an older individual. Do we have time to fit in another one? We do not. I'm getting the hard no. Yeah, you're right. No, that's a responsible decision by you, Jaden. Coming up shortly, Bet It or Forget It, the daily game show that has taken Sports Talk Radio by storm. We'll get you all caught up with the latest headlines, storylines, my hot takes, and we'll see what Bianchi throws my way. By the way, the Guardians knock off the Tigers in Game 2. We're headed to a Game 3 tomorrow. They'll tell you all about it. 60-second update, Fox Sports Radio, and then we will be right back here on Game On. Don't go anywhere.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz is back. Time to see if they're ready to put their money where their mouth is. Let's get into another round of Bet It or Forget It.
Top of the 5 o'clock hour, the world famous daily segment game show, Bet It or Forget It, brought to you by the worldwide leader in peer-to-peer betting, that is Better Edge. Fight the juice with the premier social betting platform that is Better Edge. And you can enter competitions as well, like the Beat Brandon Challenge. I'll have one of those launched by Friday morning. Make sure you're following me on social, at Brandon Kravitz. I'll share the links everywhere. And enjoy sports betting like never before. You can earn $20 just for signing up. Use the promo code BeatBrandon when you do at betteredge.com or on the Better Edge app. I want to read a couple of text messages, Mike, before we get back into the action. Somebody said Starbucks charges $7 for a coffee, makes you wait forever, slaps on a fee for oat milk. I didn't know about that. I never asked for the oat milk. And then the barista spins the screen around expecting a tip. This was Baldwin Park. Chad says, I'm going back to Folgers or Maxwell House.
Little Maxwell House. Good to the last drop, baby. That's all you need.
I got started on Folgers. I would get the dark roast Folgers. Was the first coffee grind that I ever purchased for myself when I started making coffee at home. And now I've advanced so much in the coffee game, I would never go back to Folgers.
Mrs. Olson would not be happy with you.
Somebody
know who Mrs. Olson is, do you?
I don't.
Mrs. Olson used to do the Folgers commercial. She used to talk about how it was mountain grown for better flavor.
Yeah, they're good. It's a good marketing team they got over there. Somebody said Wawa coffee is cheap, delicious, multiple options, the Cuban or the Colombian. I agree. Wawa coffee is really good. That is
7-Eleven coffee.
Yeah, I agree. The gas stations bring it. They know the people that are rolling into the gas station that need coffee need a good cup of coffee. You can't mess around with any of that. All right, that'll do it for that. Let's get to it. Play the music, and we'll kick things over to the Bulldogs.
It is time for the wildly popular, critically acclaimed game show, Bet It or Forget It. We were just talking about Billy Napier and the Gators hosting Texas this weekend at the Swamp. The Bulldog will be there, by the way. Among the list of marquee quarterbacks who have had miserable days in the Swamp over the years and ended up losing have been Joe Burrow, Jackson Dart, Bo Nix, have a hoid of him, Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Lock, Peyton Manning, who was 0-2 at the Swamp. Bet it or forget it. Texas's Arch Manning will join Uncle Peyton on Saturday and get gobbled up by the Swamp aura and go back home with his tail between his legs.
Forget it. Forget about it. I think Arch has a better chance of joining Uncle Paulie. That's a wise guy special. Mine is 6.5. No, I think Texas could roll them here. Texas is off of a bye week. I know. Okay. Oh, Florida's off of a bye week. Not all bye weeks are created equal. The Gators look dazed and confused, like we said about DJ Lagway. He's not seeing the field right now, and they're dealing with injuries on top of it. They're still dealing with that Caleb Banks injury on the defensive line. Are we going to see Wilson, the wide receiver? We haven't seen him all year.
Supposedly, yes.
So there's a lot of question marks. There's more questions than answers as it pertains to the Gators. It feels like Texas, they stumbled out of the gate against Ohio State. That's a really tough ask. A team that just won the national championship to go on the road and play them. In hindsight, that expecting anything from them in that game was unrealistic. I think Texas is still one of the best teams in the country, and Florida is far from it.
Joe Flacco has been benched by the Cleveland Browns, and rookie Dylan Gabriel will start on Sunday against Minnesota over in London, England. Bet it or forget it. If the Browns lose on Sunday with Dylan Gabriel as the starter, Stephen A. Smith and the other talking heads will start calling for Shedeur Sanders to start.
Oh, my God, bet it. Until the end of time, you can bet that. I think they're already doing it. Shedeur Sanders with the weirdest media availability session that I've ever seen. He was asked about he's still the third quarterback on the depth chart, by the way, even though the team has said out loud, we're done with Joe Flacco. He's still the backup, and Shedeur Sanders isn't. Shedeur was asked about it. We can't play the clip for you because he mimed his answers.
I missed this.
Go look it up. It's everywhere. He's not saying anything. He's miming. He's weird. I think I'm going to have to sell my Shedeur Sanders stock because I've been a Shedeur Sanders supporter, and I haven't really understood why he fell in the draft, why everybody that now all of a sudden analyzes him says that he's not a good quarterback or that he has attitude issues, the things that we hear about but don't actually see. But yeah, I mean, back to your question, Stephen A. Smith is going to go on and on about that. And you said if the Browns lose, how about when the Browns lose with Dylan Gabriel going up against a Brian Flores blitz-happy defense?
We'll see.
Lock it up.
Yeah. All right, you just said something. I got an improvisational question here. Joe Flacco, as you just said, has been benched as a starter, but he's still listed on the depth chart as the number 2 quarterback ahead of Shedeur Sanders. Bet it or forget it. Cleveland coach Kevin Stefanski is purposely sabotaging Shedeur's chances of becoming an NFL starter.
I'm gonna say forget it. Forget it. I think a month ago I probably said something different, but they're in the thick of the season now, and I think this is when coaches they put the blinders on to what can help me win now, and I think that's the reason. I think he is confident that Joe Flacco is still significantly a better option than Shedeur Sanders. This is starting to feel like it's more of a Shedeur Sanders problem than it is a Kevin Stefanski problem. And I really hadn't thought that until now. But when you see the way that he's acting with these media availabilities, if he's that immature, we don't know. We don't know what he's like in the quarterback room, in the meetings. Is he watching film? The coaches know those things. And if he was doing all of that to the degree that a professional needs to do it, I think they would allow him to be the backup quarterback. That's all we're asking here. Not the starter, the backup. And I think them putting him at third, keeping him at third is a big, bold statement that he's not doing what professional quarterbacks need to do in the NFL behind the scenes.
So we told you yesterday that Paul Feinbaum is considering quitting his role as a college football host and analyst at the SEC network to run for the U.S. Senate in Alabama. Bet it or forget it. You would vote for Paul Feinbaum just to get him off of ESPN so we don't have to see him anymore.
Oh, my God. Forget it. I like Paul Feinbaum. I don't mind him. He doesn't bother me. I think his analysis is decent. You know, he's really plugged in. He doesn't strike me as somebody that just talks about the sport but doesn't actually watch it like half of the people on that network. I think he's a helmet head. And you know, yeah, he's got the big ears. It's hard for the helmet to fit on the head, I'm sure, but I've always liked
to go there.
Well, you went there yesterday, okay, and he's your friend. I've never met Paul Feinbaum, but I like Paul.
All right, now that Tyreek Hill is out for the season, Jalen Waddle becomes the Dolphins' number 1 receiver. Bet it or forget it. Waddle is a great Robin, but he's no Batman.
Forget it. Forget it. I think he's ready to take over. Has he not been good for the last year and a half? Yes, that is true. But perhaps it's because he hasn't been the focal point. And maybe this is what he needs in order to springboard and take off. He's got a lot of the same skills that Tyreek Hill has. And I think if put in that position, I think he can thrive. So this is more of a leap of faith based on what I saw the first couple of years of his career, not so much what I've seen lately. But I think Jalen Waddle is a sensational talent, and he is at the age where wide receivers tend to break out and become those next-level stars. I think he can do that. I think this Dolphins offense is going to be fine because it wasn't sensational with Tyreek Hill, and I think it can be non-sensational without him.
Okay. Orlando Magic guard Jalen Suggs is only participating in non-contact drills during the first few days of training camp after being forced to sit out much of the second half of last season. with that serious cartilage tear in his left knee. However, Suggs told us in the interview we had with him he expects to be back in the lineup for the season opener October 22nd against the hated Heat. Bet it or forget it, you're skeptical that Suggs will be ready for the opener.
Bet it. The hopes to be ready, that's questionable with a capital Q when you hear it said like that. That is goal setting. That was not definitive. And I think you have to be skeptical that he's not going to be ready to go for that opening game. And I will do whatever you need to do to keep that guy healthy. If there's 82 games in the season, by the way, I think the Heat are going to be terrible this year. So they should be able to win the game without Jalen Suggs on the floor. If you feel like he needs to be held out for another couple of games, ramp him up. It's these guys always proceed with caution in the NBA. So at this point, with there being any question mark, I would almost be surprised if we see Jalen Suggs in the opener.
All right, real quick, last one. A group led by Florida-based real estate developer Patrick Zalubski closed on its purchase of the Tampa Bay Rays yesterday, finalizing the sale of the team from former owner Stuart Sternberg. The next order of business, of course, is to try to get a new stadium built in Tampa Bay. Bet it or forget it. Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings should come out with a statement and say, if the Rays can't get a stadium built in Tampa Bay, we'd be happy to talk to them about moving here.
Bet it. You're never going to get me to say forget it. I'm building a baseball stadium in Orlando and parking a team right here. It's what this city needs sports-wise. We would all thrive off of it.
At least let him know that we're willing to talk, right?
Yes, and I thought of an idea. Maybe I should save this because it's I'll save it for the 2-minute drill. This is gonna be my 2-minute drill. Is gonna be about this. My idea of how Orlando should pitch this to Major League Baseball and to this new owner for the Tampa Bay Rays.
And that is bet it or forget it.
Up next, the Bulldog isn't the only jacked short guy in the market. Desmond Bain has come to town, and he's ready to flex on the competition from behind the three-point line. We'll talk with Dez, the newcomer, next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. Now, it's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now online at 969thegame.com.
You know, I've admitted to myself years ago, I'm just not a DIY guy, so I need people on my side that know what they're doing. And Mills Air is exactly that. They don't cut corners. They don't play games. They just deliver every single time. Think of Mills Air as the MVP of keeping your home nice and cool. Whether it's routine maintenance, fast repairs on your AC unit, or downright emergency. I mean, sometimes these things just shut down. Mills Air keeps your home comfortable and energy efficient all season long. And they've been doing that for Orlando homeowners and business owners since 1992. Protect your investment and give yourself some peace of mind in the process. Call Leon and the crew to schedule your appointment. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. The number to call, 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
I'm at the point now where I don't just anticipate the upcoming week of football games. I get pumped up because it's another opportunity to cash in at Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app that makes football weekends 10 times more fun. And Prize Picks is so easy. All you do is pick more or less on a player's stat projections. I'm already looking at this weekend's game and deciding if Tua can keep it rolling against Carolina. Can Baker Mayfield stay hot against Seattle? And what about my Jaguars on Monday night against the Chiefs? Do I pick Trevor Lawrence to go for more than his passing projection and Travis Etienne to go for more than his rushing projection? Prize Picks is built for fans like us. Withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Their flex play allows you to cash out even if you miss one pick, and their injury reboot policy protects you if one of your guys goes down in the first half. So come get in the game with me. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. That's code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
There's a couple of accidents you should avoid on your ride this afternoon. All lanes are blocked on 1792 northbound at General Hutchinson Parkway. All lanes are blocked on Fairbanks Avenue, westbound at Edgewater Drive. There's a crash getting cleared up still on 434 westbound before I-4. You're going to get caught up in some familiar delays on most of the major roadways that are starting to pile up here. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the traffic center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
We finally switched to T-Mobile because with them, we can be connected here and there.
Listos todos. Estas son las mañanas.
Now we just need to harmonize.
Switch today. Get 4 Samsung Galaxy S25 phones with Galaxy AI. Plus, get 4 lines for just $25 per line. Visit a store, T-Mobile.com, or call 1-800-T-Mobile. 1-800-T-Mobile. For well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Minimum 4 lines on plan. Contact us if canceling lines. Plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
The soul of the West lives on in every pair of handcrafted cowboy boots. At Boot Barn, we're proud to carry a heritage brand that's been preserving tradition and honing their craft since 1879. Made with techniques passed down from father to son, Justin boots stand for quality, comfort, and timelessness. With roots going back over 100 years, they're more than a boot maker. They're a Western legacy. Justin Boots at Boot Barn.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, we offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit progressive.com today.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you better have a lawyer who understands the traffic rules for big trucks.
And a lawyer who can navigate the hundreds of laws that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Orlando.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel Inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Fall is sports season, and iHeartRadio has it all. The NFL, MLB playoffs, college football, the NHL, and NBA preseason moves are underway. From scores and reactions to interviews and hot takes, it's all at your fingertips on the iHeartRadio app.
Appreciate you taking my call, guys.
Lock in with your favorite teams with play-by-play podcasts and local stations where you can react and join the conversation. Sports on iHeartRadio, where fans live it.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
That's not a very good question. Tramel Jones is the backup quarterback.
That I like. I have no problem at all with a coach or a player calling out a member of the media. Not a problem for me. That right there is how you handle it. Well done, Billy Napier.
But Billy Napier is a laid-back guy. I will guarantee you, I mean, we're blasting Brian Kelly. I like a guy who's fiery. I covered Steve Spurrier in his day. Steve Spurrier would call me sometimes at 7 o'clock in the morning. The column he didn't like. And he'd be yelling at me at 7 o'clock in the morning, waking me up out of bed. Bianchi, what was that stupid column you wrote? Bianchi.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game. Miami Dolphins play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Welcome back to the show. Game On here on 96.9 The Game, AM 930 in Jacksonville, FM 96.5 The Spear in Tallahassee. We still have two more great shows to get to this week. Jamie Eisenberg from CBSSports.com is going to join us tomorrow afternoon. I'll ask him which Cardinals running back we need to run to the waiver wire and pick up. And then, of course, our official football picks. A lot of big games coming up this weekend. Miami, Florida State being one of them. And very curious to see where the Bulldog ends up landing on those. There are 30 teams in the NBA. The Magic ranked 30th out of 30 in three-point shooting last year. It's amazing that this team, with the injuries, with the lack of three-point shooting in a three-point shooting league, that they were able to muster 41 wins last year. They obviously needed to address this, and they've needed to address this for years. Well, I think they found the guy that can help them. It's Desmond Bane, who's been a near all-star with the Memphis Grizzlies for the last couple of years. He has arrived, biceps and all, to chat with Bianchi and I. When did you get the slightest inkling of an idea that you might be joining the Orlando Magic? I'm sure it was before you got the call. Maybe you heard some whispers. What was that experience like?
The Magic was never talked about, brought up, thought about, honestly. At the end of the season, our GM told everybody on the team, like, ain't no telling what our team will look like next year. You know, like, everybody's pretty much, you know, movable. You know, I didn't know if it would be me, think it would be me, but yeah, I got the call on June 15th, and the rest is history.
What have you learned about the city since you've gotten here? Is there something that you've been to Orlando before, but that was business trips.
100%.
Now you're here as a citizen. Is there something that you've picked up?
There's a whole lot, like a lot of different little pockets, little places. You got Winter Park, Windermere, Winter Garden, Icon Park. I mean,
you got it all figured out already.
I've been around, you know what I'm saying? Little places to eat, chill. I got 2 young boys, so they're in heaven, loving it. So it's been great, man.
You look like you could play safety. Those biceps.
You and me both, man. Look like you just got back from Lifetime Fitness.
How much do you work? I mean, how much do you work the actual weight training?
We'll do like 4 days a week. Back when I was younger, we used to hammer it, but now we just trying to maintain and be as healthy as possible.
So I wrote a column when you first got here about when you were coming out of college and the short arm syndrome.
Yeah.
Did that motivate you when people said, "Hey, he's not a lottery pick because of his arms"?
Yeah, my college coach Ryan Miller, he gave me some really good advice back when I was at TCU and told me, like, you know, people aren't going to look at you and expect you to be like an NBA player. So you got to go above and beyond. If you want to open eyes and turn heads. So he helped me a lot with, you know, just dog mentality. He's Mike Miller's brother, who played for forever. So he's been around and seen it. So a lot of credit to him.
What is it about this team that has you fired up for this upcoming season?
Young, hungry, super connected, good guys, coachable. I feel like sky's the limit, man. We come into the season hungry and happy, and see what we can do.
What's your mindset on a personal achievement level coming into the year? Is there something there where you are going to kind of feel it out to see how you fit into this group, or do you have an idea of, I know I need to be this for this Magic team in the way that they're built?
I think that definitely shot making, and then leadership. Me and Tyus are some of the more veteran guys on the team. So I know some guys are looking to us as a voice in the locker room and just on the team. So I think that those two things, we do that, and they've already laid a great foundation. So they definitely don't need to overhaul and come in and change things up completely. It's just about going about our things the right way, leading by example, being somebody they can talk to and learn from.
When you saw the Magic's team 3-point shooting percentage last year, were you like, man, they're going to love me?
Yeah. Easy fix.
Got that covered. Can we? I need some sort of like an arm wrestling match between you two.
He keep kind of flexing over here. I think he's trying to show me what it really is.
What do you mean?
Yeah, look at him. Yeah.
Desmond Bain, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for sitting down with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Best of luck this season.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Okay, fellas, let's be real. If your wife or girlfriend isn't herself lately, if she's tired, cranky, no interest in sex, it's not her fault. And if you're walking around foggy, low energy, low sex drive, it's not just you getting older. It's your hormones. Both of you. That's why I want you to call Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. This is where couples go when they want to feel alive again. This isn't one of those cookie cutter clinics you see at the strip malls where they give you a testosterone shot in the butt and send you on your way. The difference is Dr. John Carrazella. He's an internationally acclaimed Yale-trained doctor who gave up a successful career as an orthopedic surgeon to focus on hormone health. He's helped thousands of couples get their mojo back to feel sharp, sexy, and actually excited to be around each other again. And fellas, trust me, when she starts feeling better, everything changes for both of you. So stop toughing it out and start living again and do it together. Go to hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com for all the information. It's a gift that will truly last a lifetime.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Oh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Orlando.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
When it's blazing outside and your AC is acting up, folks, that's not just a minor inconvenience. That is a full-blown crisis. That's why I trust Mills Air. They don't cut corners. They don't play games. They just deliver every single time. Think of them as the MVP of keeping your home nice and cool. Whether it's routine maintenance, fast repairs, or downright emergency, Mills Air is going to keep your home comfortable and energy efficient all season long. They've been doing that for Orlando homeowners and business owners since 1992. They've been my trusted resource for years and years now. Mills Air is also a Carrier Factory authorized dealer. What does that mean for you? It means they offer rebates up to $1,275 for a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always rely on the family-owned and operated Mills Air. Don't wait till the fourth quarter. Call Leon and the crew today. Schedule your appointment and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. The number to call, 407-277-1159, and online at millsair.com. prizepicks.com.
Chelsea here. Ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? During our fall savings month, get 20% off your replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, or 0 interest for 12 months. Our Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida homes, designed to help you save on energy bills by maintaining indoor temperatures year-round. Offer ends October 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
You know what I love about pro football in Florida? We've got 3 teams, 3 sets of stars, and with Prize Picks, 3 ways to win. You see, Prize Picks is daily fantasy made simple. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and cash in if you're right. If you think Trevor Lawrence or Baker Mayfield's going to throw for more than their yardage projections, or maybe you think Tua is going to throw for less than his touchdown pass projection, lock it in. At Prize Picks, you can actually turn your insights into income. And Prize Picks also invented Flex Play, which means you can still double your money even if you miss a pick. And with their injury reboot policy, you're not penalized if your player leaves the game early. Love it. I don't just watch Florida football, I play it with Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use my code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. That's code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
What if, instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you could choose one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon, with big bank reliability and small bank resolve. You get 160 years of financial strength and stability and an enduring commitment to personal service. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all to help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank. Visit firsthorizon.com/getitall.
As our area continues to grow, more and more national chain stores are moving in, and that includes big box jewelry retailers who claim to be direct importers.
You're going to hear from people that come into the markets that we're in, and they're going to claim to be direct diamond importer. What's new about that? I've been doing that for over 40 years.
That's Florida's original Keith LeClaire, owner of International Diamond Center, who says the corporate jewelers are mostly owned by the same Wall Street conglomerate, just with different names.
Some have become where they have 9, 10 different brands. They're owned by Wall Street. They answer to Wall Street.
But at locally owned IDC,
we don't answer to anybody but our customers.
At IDC, you don't deal with retail clerks. You work with true diamond professionals who are focused on you, not some corporate sales quota.
We guide them through it, protect them. We want them to come back.
And bottom line, Keith guarantees to beat any diamond at any price that you find at any corporate store, any day of the week.
You cannot get any closer to the source than IDC.
International Diamond Center, your true direct diamond importer for 4 decades. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennium.
It takes decades of hard work to buy a home, but the hard work doesn't stop there. At Rocket Mortgage, we believe your home is an active investment, not a passive one. So let's put it to work. When you unlock home equity, you unlock new doors for your family, renovations, extensions, even buying your next property. Get started today with smarter tools and guidance from real mortgage experts. Find out how at rocketmortgage.com. Rocket Mortgage LLC, licensed in 50 states, NMLS-ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy place every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Hey everybody, Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Wednesday evening forecast. After we saw Imelda move further away from shore, we're getting a little bit of a break from the rain, especially along the coast. Going to be seeing our rain chances staying scattered through the rest of the evening, but as we head into Thursday and through the rest of the work week and the weekend, our rain chances are amping back up as the moisture from Imelda makes its way back east over the peninsula. So going to be making sure you have that rain jacket through the next couple of days.
The slow-roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
The UCF Knights play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Remember, folks, we are streaming live on video. Let me get that magic picture out of the way. There's the Bulldog. You can find us streaming live every day on YouTube. Just type 96.9 The Game into the search bar, or on Twitter at 96.9 Game On. We are active on the social media sites.
Speaking of that, Kravitz,
yep.
would you open the Rage Cage today and you said, hey, if you want to rage about anything having to do with coffee or coffee shops on, National Coffee Day, have at it. And we've gotten a lot of texts here and talkbacks. Well, can we play some of the talkbacks? I want to read this text because it was one of the things I was going to rage about. All right. The guy goes, some of us drink coffee for medicinal purposes and want a simple cup of coffee or espresso, and should have a separate line for those who drink coffee for recreational purposes and order a 48-word 15-step drink. I totally agree. If you're just there at Starbucks to order a cup of coffee, you shouldn't have to be put in the same line as these other people. And here's the other thing. They also send it to the back. Instead of like the person who takes the order just getting the cup of coffee and giving it to you, they put it in the list, all right? And you have to wait behind everybody who ordered these 15-step drinks.
I think that's probably the proper edit to all of this, is just if you just order coffee that's poured out of a big canister, it should just be poured. You turn around and then give it back to the person.
Right.
And let's cut out the middleman here with the simple coffee. But a separate line, I think people would abuse that. They would go, I'll take a black coffee with some cream, with some almond milk, with some mocha chai, 7-layer cream. No, you know how people operate. You just have to keep one standard line. And it's not, Starbucks is a small operation anyway. This isn't, I mean, like the building size, not the company. But we're not talking about the size. We're not walking into a Walmart here. Okay, we're dealing with limited space. We can't have multiple lines. Medicinal purposes, I'd never heard of that. I'm not denying. What would that be for?
What you do. That's what medicinal for when you wake up in the morning. You need to get.
No, I thought this person legitimately has been prescribed coffee from his doctor.
No, he's talking about you need it in the morning. To get yourself going.
And I have been. This is one of my mini rages from earlier in the show. I know you're not on TikTok or anything like that, but for whatever reason, the TikTok algorithm spits out these videos. There are multiple people that claim to be experts that feel they have figured out the proper way to consume coffee. And this is a standard bit of advice that is being delivered to people now, is you should wait an hour after you wake up, because there are chemicals in your brain that need to kind of be naturally flushed out before you go blocking your receptors with the caffeine that coffee provides. And they make it sound very legitimate and scientific, and drink a cup of water, wait an hour. It's the worst advice I've ever heard in my life. I can't think of anything less that I want to do than to wake up and not immediately have a cup of coffee. I grin ear to ear when I wake up in the morning, because I know that I'm about to put my lips on the cup. I don't want to wait an hour. Have you ever heard this? This is a thing.
I've heard that you should, and I don't mind drinking some water before I have my coffee. But yeah, I'm not waiting an hour. I'll drink a glass of water before I have my coffee.
That's fine.
I like to drink.
Yeah,
I like to drink water anyways because it's good for you to hydrate. But yeah. What about the people at Starbucks who use Starbucks as their office? What about those people? Why does that bother you? Here's why it bothers me, okay? I'm glad you asked. Here's why it bothers me. Because they're on their little, what are those things they put in your ear and you talk on the phone, your little Bluetooth thing in your ear?
AirPods.
Yeah, they're AirPods. But they're still talking in a normal tone, conducting their... People don't want to hear your business.
No, those are two different people. If you go and use Starbucks as your office, you've got your laptop, you got your little notepad, and you're just blanking away.
That's fine. But the people who make business calls
at
Starbucks,
I'm with you. I don't think you should answer the phone in public, period. Unless it's an emergency. I don't want to hear anybody's conversation. The worst thing somebody can do is put that person on speaker. Then I absolutely lose my mind. But I don't want to hear you on the phone. And then I only get one side of the conversation. Tell me eavesdropping, trying to figure out what the other person is saying. I don't want to be put in this situation. Let's go to the Rage Cage. We've got Michael standing by with his talk back.
Coffee is disgusting. I've never liked coffee, but I don't drink anything hot. Absolutely nothing hot. But even if you go into these coffee places for a drink of juice or any kind of anything, it's a cup of ice with 2 sips of juice and a big cup of ice and 10 something. And the line for these places is around the corner. Why? Why would you go there?
Because coffee's an addiction. That's why. You don't drink anything hot? That's insane to me. And you don't have to drink hot coffee. If you like it, you can get it iced. You want it that way?
Somebody texted in there at the time that we were talking about it. They were drinking half Dr. Pepper, half iced coffee with a shot of heavy whipping cream. That sounds good.
That sounds fantastic. I'm with you on that. Now, Jesse's on the talk back as well.
A wise man once said, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Give me that hot brown water. Who needs a $10 cup of coffee? I can make 30 cups of coffee for $1. If I want to spend $10 on a drink, I'm going to go get a 7.5% IPA that has a lot of alcohol in it. Maybe not at 9 in the morning, but maybe I will. We'll have to see.
This sounded like Jesse was at basketball practice.
Just drinking Folgers?
Was he at Magic training camp? What was that?
You know, Tom Petty, as rich as he was back in the day, he'd only drink Maxwell House coffee.
That's crazy. It always blows me away when people that are wealthy make really poor decisions like that. Why?
Because he liked Maxwell.
Guess what? Hey, guess what, Tom? You can't take it with you. Sorry. Rest in peace. I don't understand. I understand being smart with money, but that level of frugal makes no sense.
It wasn't frugal. That's what he liked. He liked Maxwell House coffee.
Come on. Branch out a little bit, Tom. I will admit,
at least have some chock full of nuts or something.
There are so many options out there to try. Just go to Whole Foods, go to Fresh Market, go to a farmer's market. There are so many different types of coffee to try that are so good. And you don't have to settle for the big red jar.
Maxwell House, good to the last drop, baby. That's all you need.
It is amazing how many people, when we said we want you to rage about coffee, how many people like yourself just immediately go to Starbucks. And everyone's mad at Starbucks, and yet that line is whipping around the corner. Our 2-minute drill's coming up. Our final hot takes to get us going here on a Wednesday. We will be right back at it in a couple of minutes.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Hey, it's not just football season. It is Silverado season at Don Mealy Chevrolet. They have a truck that can handle work, weekends, and everything in between. And it is truck month at Don Mealy, and they have 60 Chevy Silverado 1500s in stock, from the tough, dependable work truck to the top of the line high country. There is a Silverado for every budget and every lifestyle. Also, Don Mealy celebrating their 50th anniversary here in Central Florida. Great trucks, good people. That's Don Mealy Chevrolet out there in Claremont. Chevy, together, let's drive.
The leaves are falling, but the stakes are rising. Postseason baseball is here. It's time to step up to the plate and swing for the fences on your next bet over on Hard Rock Bet. Sign up today, bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you can also score $150 in bonus bets. Get the party started on Hard Rock Bet. I mentioned that the MLB postseason is underway. 4 great games today. I'm taking unders across the board. FSU Miami on the college football slate next Saturday night. Miami installed as a 4.5-point favorite in Tallahassee. Going to be electric inside the Sunshine State. And you can be in on all of it over on Hard Rock Bet. Refer your friends to Hard Rock. You'll both score a bonus bet up to $50. The app is safe. It's slick. It's reliable. Updated to the second, and payouts are lightning quick. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Traffic stop and go on I-4 westbound through that World Drive area into that Champions Gate area. Off-ramp backups piling up from I-4 westbound to State Road 408. Slowdowns through the city. All lanes are blocked on 1792 northbound at General Hutchinson Parkway due to an accident. There's a crash getting cleared up on the Turnpike northbound before State Road 429. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
Hurricane. Biggest to ever make landfall here.
You ready?
Hurricane season is here, Orlando. Windstorms threaten. Stay connected with the station you trust before, during, and after the storm. 101.1 WJRR, 96.9 The Game, and AM 810 Fox Sports Radio is your lifeline. Get real-time updates, emergency alerts, and the latest from local officials, all in one place. Listen live, on air, or stream us anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Stay safe, stay informed. Eustace Roofing is the official sponsor of iHeart Stormwatch coverage. Eustace Roofing, the real roofers, real craftsmen, real professionals, real experts.
Trust, price, and ease of transaction. That is GiveMeTheVin.com. We love to buy cars, and you're going to love GiveMeTheVin.com.
Settle up your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
When it's game time, you need a winning play on the field and in real estate. The Nickley Group is Orlando's home team, delivering championship results every time. This is Mike Bianchi. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home quickly, just call Nickley and tell them Bianchi sent you. Nobody does guaranteed cash offers on your home better than the Nickley Group. Get your own team of local experts and secure more money twice as fast. The Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Visit thenickley.com. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
connected to the things you love.
The free iHeartRadio app does that with live radio, 24/7 news, live sports, and your favorite podcasts.
There's no catch and no charge.
Radio, your way.
Join the millions who already have it. The free iHeartRadio app.
The #1 app for radio.
Embers Only is brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. coronacigar.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to 969thegame.com/rules.
This is the beat of sports.
Mark Richt averaged 10 wins a year at Georgia. The problem was a decade of that, he didn't win the right games. Their biggest rival games, or when they played top 10 teams, they lost. They beat up on everybody else, and it wasn't good enough. And Georgia felt that they needed to make a change. For Billy Napier on a different level, though Gator fans would love to average 10 wins, you do get a sense that 8-5, it's just not going to be good enough. And it just has that view, like, can it get to the next two levels? The first level is winning 9 or 10 games. The next level is you're competing for the SEC championship and national championships. And I think most Florida fans feel like that's not going to happen with him in charge.
They haven't liked him from the beginning.
No, because it wasn't as sexy of a hire, and the personality just didn't initially resonate.
The beat of sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Touchdown! What a catch! The UCF Knights are heard here. The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Welcome back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. Time's ticking. Takes are flying. Buckle up for the 2-minute drill.
The 2-minute drill has arrived. UCF Night Talk is following us here on the Orlando side of the equation. And so we'll be off a couple minutes early for that. Game on, wrapping up. Final thoughts, final burning take of the day. You can go and check out the website, by the way, 969thegame.com. My bets and leans for week 5 NFL and college football. I am tilted in some directions. For some, I've already placed some wagers. If you want to know what those are, 969thegame.com, the game on section. You can go and check that out. By the way, Mike, there's a nice little Wednesday list forming for running backs on the waiver wire. Usually this is more of like a Tuesday night thing, but we've had all of this injury news. And I feel like today, if you're in a fantasy league where your waiver process runs every night, I feel like this next day, Thursday morning, is going to be just as busy as Wednesday morning was. We got the news earlier that Trey Benson is on the shelf. That means that Michael Carter, Amari DiMercado are going to be the guys that take over the backfield there. And you'll have a split
backfield.
Yeah.
Carry.
Well, I mean, you're going to have a split in terms of what the experts are telling you to go and pick up. Rico Dowdle's another one because Chuba Hubbard it looks like he's going to miss this weekend's game for the Carolina Panthers. Brashard Smith, running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs have come out and said, we're going to give this guy more work. Their running backs aren't doing anything. They need a spark. So Brashard Smith is somebody to look at. And Bucky Irving was seen today at Bucs practice on crutches. So if Sean Tucker is out there, you got to go and grab him. Also, the last time Bucky Irving missed, he went off. So a lot of value out there to be had. Felt like that needed to be said for my fantasy freaks that are listening to this show. Mike, I told you I had a 2-minute drill on Major League Baseball coming to Orlando that I wanted to get off my chest. And since the baseball playoffs have started today, I've got baseball in the mind. We often talk about having a team here in Orlando, although it's not likely. We are certainly all in on that idea and that concept being something that could happen. I have a 2-part idea here. You know how Stu Sternberg threw out the idea a while back that, hey, what if we just split our games with Montreal? And everybody laughed at him. What if we did that? What if that was our idea? What if we stole that idea and said, we'll just take half the games and we'll let Montreal be a part of this mix? You have tourist destination Orlando. You also scratch the Canada itch with Montreal, give them half a team back. Hey, we have 0 home games right now for Major League Baseball teams. I'd take 40, and we could share a name that makes sense. They were the Montreal Expos. That's a great name for an Orlando baseball team. Who does Expos better than Orlando?
We're the expo capital of the world, no question.
Boom. The Orlando Montreal Expos. Let's roll with that idea.
First of all, no two cities are each going to build billion-dollar stadiums for half a season.
Can we make it $500 million? Can we get a $500 million stadium?
So build a crappy stadium because you're only getting half the games.
The Rays right now are playing in a stadium that would probably cost $100K to erect. That little old thing.
All right, my 2-minute drill. I just saw this story. The Big Ten, it looks like is close to closing on a private equity deal where they would get $2 billion infused into their league from a private equity company. So essentially, here we are, college football, these supposed educational institutions are now turning their classrooms into cash registers. They're selling themselves to private equity. How is this even allowed? How are state institutions selling themselves to private equity? It's obscene what these college football programs are doing. They're just prostituting themselves. Is what they're doing. It's unbelievable.
I don't know if I have the business sense to understand how exactly that would work. What would this private equity firm, what would they be getting out of this?
They're gonna be, I guess they're betting on future profits, which they'll get. They'll get future profits.
That's a good bet. I'll take that bet.
But the schools get this influx of money right now.
Go and check out the podcast Game On the iHeartRadio app. For the prodigy of production, Jaden Grimes, the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. I'm Brandon Kravitz. Bianchi, hit him with it.
Peace, love, boil peanuts.
We're out.
Game On.